the famous history of the life of King Henry VIII. The prologve. I come no more to make you laugh, things now, that bear a weighty and a serious brow, sad, high, and working, full of state and woe. Such noble scones as draw the eye to flow. We now present those that can pity here. May, if they think it well, let fall a tear. The subject will deserve it, such as Gu. Their money out of hope they may believe you. May here find truth too, those that come to see. Only a show or two, and so agree. The play may pass, if they be still and willing. I'll vienderdik may see away their shilling. Richly in 2 short hours, only they that come to hear a merry, bawdy play. A noise of targets, or to see a fellow in a long motley coat, guarded with yellow, will be decided, for gentle hearers know, to rank our chosen truth with such a show, as fool and fight is beside forfeiting our own brains and the opinion that we bring. To make that onely true, we now intend. Will lo v's newer and v understanding friend. Therefore, for goodness sake, and as you are known, the first and happiest hearers of the town, be sad as we would make ye, think ye see the very persons of our noble story. As they were lewing, think you see them great, and followed with the general throng and sweat of 1,000 friends, then in a moment see how soon this mightiness meets misery. And if you can be merry then, I'll say, a man may weep vpon his wedding day. Actus primus scona prima. Enter the Duke of Norfolk at one door, at the other the Duke of Buckingham and the Lord of Burgundy. Buckingham, good morrow and well met, how ha ye done? Since last we saw in France. Norf, I thank your grace. Healthful, and you are since a fresh admirer of what I saw there. Buck and Vien timely ague stayed me a prisoner in my chamber when those sons of glory, those 2 lights of men, met in the vale of Andron, nor twixt Gines and Ard. I was then present, saw them salute on horsebacky, beheld them when they lighted, how they clung in their embracement as they grew together. Which had they? What forthron ones could ha wade? Such a compounded one. Buck all the whole time. I was my chamber's prisoner. Nor then you lost the view of earthly glory, men might say. Till this time pomp was single, but now married to one about itself, each following day became the next day's master till the last. Made former wonders its, today the French. All clinking all in gold, like heathen gods. Shone down the English, and tomorrow they made Britain India, Uri man that stood. Showed like a mine, their dwarfish pages were. As cherubins all gilt, the madams too. Not vs to toil, did almost sweat to bear. The pride vpon them, that their very labor was to them as a painting, now this mask was cried incomparable, and th ensuing night made it a fool and beggar, the 2 kings. Equal in luster, were now best, now worst. As presents did present them, him in eye, still him in praise, and being present both. 'Twas said they saw but one, and no discerner durst wag his tongue in censure when these sons, for so they phrase 'em, by their heralds challenged. The noble spirits to arms they did perform. Beyond thought's compass, that former fabulous story, being now seen, possible enough got credit. That Buies was believed. Buck, oh you go far. Nor, as I belong to worship and affect. In honor, honesty, the tract of Uri thing, would by a good discourser lose some life, which action's self was tongue to. Buck all was royal. To the disposing of it not rebelled. Order got each thing view, the office did. Distinctly his full function, who did guide. I mean who set the body and the limbs of this great sport together. Nor, as you guess, one certes that promises no element. In such a business. Buck, I pray you who, my lord? Nor, all this was ordered by the good discretion of the right reverend Cardinal of York. Buck, the de'll speed him, no man's pie is freed. From his ambitious finger, what had he to do in these fierce vanities, I wonder? That such a keech can with his very bulk take VP, the rays o'th beneficial sun, and keep it from the earth. Nor, surely, sir, there's in him stuff that puts him to these ends. For being not propped by ancestry, whose grace chalks successors their way, nor called vipon. For high feats done toth crown, neither allied to eminent assistance but spider-like. Out of his self-drawing web, OGU's versus note. The force of his own merit makes his way. A gift that Hohen Gu's for him, which buys a place next to the king. Uber, I cannot tell what Hohen hath Gu in him, let some grower eye pierce into that, but I can see his pride peep through each part of him, whence has he that? If not from hell, the de'ul is a niggard. Or has Gu in all before, and he begins a new hell in himself. Buck, why the de'ul? Vipon this French going out, took he vipon him. Without the pruity o'th king, t appoint. Who should attend on him, he makes VP the file. Of all the gentry, for the most part such, to whom as great a charge as little honor. He meant to lay vipon, and his own letter. The honorable board of council, out. Must fetch him in, he papers. A burr I do know. Kinsmen of mine, 3 at the least that haw. By this so sicken their estates that newer. They shall abound as formerly. Buck, o many ha broke their backs with laying manners on 'em. For this great your nigh, what did this vanity? But minister communication of a most poor issue. Nor, grievingly I think, the peace between the French and V's, not Valos. The cost that did conclude it. Buck, Ewery man. After the hideous storm that followed was a thing inspired and not consulting broke into a general prophecy that this tempest, dashing the garment of this peace, aboded the sodding breach on't, nor which is budded out. For France hath flawed the league, and hath attached our merchants' goods at Burdew. A burr is it therefore? Ambassador is silent. Nor merry ist. A burr, a proper title of a piece and purchased at a superfluous rate. Buck, why all this business? Our reverend Cardinal carried. Nor, like it your grace, the state takes notice of the preuate difference. Betwixt you and the Cardinal, I advise you, and take it from a heart that wishes towards you honor and plenteous safety that you read the Cardinal's malice and his potency, together to consider further that what his high hatred would effect wants not a minister in his power, you know his nature, that he's revengeful, and I know his sword hath a sharp edge, it's long, and may be said. It reaches far, and where 'twill not extend. Thither he darts it, bosom VP my counsel. You'll find it wholesome, lo, where comes that rock? That I adduce your shunning. Enter Cardinal Wolsey, the purse borne before him, certain of. 's the guard. And 2 secretaries with papers, the Cardinal in his passage. Vixeth his eye on Buckingham, and Buckingham on him, both full of disdain. Car, the Duke of Buckingham's surveyor, ha. Where's his examination? Secker, here so please you. Car, is he in person ready? Secker, I please your grace. Car, well, we shall then know more in Buckingham. Shall lessen this big look. Exeunt Cardinal and his train. Buck, this butcher's cur is venomed, mouthed, and I ha not the power to muzzle him, therefore best not wake him in his slumber, a beggar's book. Outworth's a noble's blood. Nor, what are you chaffed? Ask God for temperance, that's appliance onely. Which your disease requires. Buck, I read in's looks. Matter against me, and his eye ruled me as his abict obict at this instant. He bores me with some trick, he's gone toth king. I'll follow and outstare him. Nor stay my lord. And let your reason with your choler question. What 'tis you go about, to climb steep hills. Requires slow pace at first, anger is like a full hot horse who being allowed his way. Self-mettle tires him, not a man in England. Can advise me like you, be to yourself. As you would to your friend. Buck, I'll to the king. And from a mouth of honor, quite cry down. This Ipswich fellow's insolence, or proclaim. There's difference in no persons. Norf be a doist. Heat not a furnace for your foe so hot. That it do singe yourself, we may outrun. By violent swiftness that which we run at. And lose by our running, know you not. The fire that mounts the liquor tilt run o'er. In seeming to augment it wasts it, be a doist. I say again there is no English soul. More stronger to direct you than yourself. If with the sap of reason you would quench. Or but allay the fire of passion. Buck, sir. I am thankful to you, and I'll go along. By your prescription, but this top-proud fellow, whom from the flow of gall I name not, but from sincere motions, by intelligence, and proofs as clear as founts in Euli when we see each grain of groil, I do know, to be corrupt and treasonous. Nor say not treasonous. Buck, to King I'll say and make my vouches strong. As shore of rock attend this holy fox. Or wolf or both, for he is equal rawness. As he is subtle and as prone to mischief. As able to perform his mind and place. Infecting one another, yea reciprocally. Only to show his pomp as well in France. As here at home, suggests the king our master. To this last costly treaty, enter you. That swallowed so much treasure, and like a glass. Did break wrenching. Nor faith, and so it did. Buck, pray you me for, sir, this cunning cardinal. The articles oath combination drew. As himself pleased, and they were ratified. As he cried thus let be, to as much end. As you a crutch to dead, but our Count Cardinal has done this and tease well, for worthy Wolsey. Who cannot err he did it, now this follows. Which as I take it, is a kind of puppy. To old damn treason Charles the Emperor. Vien der pretence to see the Queen his aunt. For 'twas indeed his color, but he came. To whisper Wolsey, here makes visitation. His fears were that the interview betwixt England and France might through their amity breed him some prejudice, for from this leg peeped harms that men act him, prayly deals with our cardinal, and as I trow which I do well, for I am sure the emperor paid ere he promised, whereby his suit was granted. Ere it was asked, but when the way was made, and powed with gold, the emperor thus desired that he would please to alter the king's course, and break the foresaid peace, let the king know. As soon he shall buy me, that thus the cardinal does buy and sell his honor as he pleases, and for his own advantage. Norf, I am sorry to hear this of him, and could wish he were Something mistaken int. Buck no not a syllable. I do pronounce him in that very shape. He shall appear in proof. Enter Brandon, a sergeant at arms before him, and 2 or 3 of they. Guard. Brandon, your office sergeant, execute it. Sergeant, sir. My lord the Duke of Buckingham and Earl of Hertford, Stafford, and Northampton, I arrest thee of high treason in the name of our most sour rainy king. Bucks, lo you, my lord. The net has found thee vipon me, I shall perish. Vi endur duis and practice. Bran, I am sorry to see you ta'en from liberty to look on. The Busens present, tease his hind's pleasure. You shall to th tower. Buck, it will help me nothing to plead mine innocence, for that die is on me. Which makes my wits depart black, the will of Hone. Be done in this and all things, I obey. O my lord of Burgundy, fare you well. Bran, nay, he must bear you company, the king is pleased you shall to th tower, till you know how he determines further. Ober, as the duke said, the will of Hone be done, and the king's pleasure by me obeyed. Bran, here is a warrant from the king T. Attach Lord Montacute and the bodies of the duke's confessor, Ion de la Carre. 1 Gilbert Peck, his counsellor. Buck so. These are the limbs oath plot, no more I hope. Bra a monk oath chartreux. Buck, O Michael Hopkins. Bra he. Buck, my surrier is false, the o'ergreat cardinal hath showed him gold, my life is spanned already. I am the shadow of poor Buckingham, whose figure you in this instant cloud puts on. By darkening my clear sun, my lord's farewell. Vxc. Shana secunda. Cornets, enter King Henry, leaning on the cardinal's shoulder, the nobles, and Sir Thomas Lowell. The cardinal places himself under the king's feet on his right side. King, my life itself and the best heart of it. Thanks you for this great care, I stood ith Lewell. Of a full-charged confederacy, and you thanks. To you that choked it, let be cowled before V's. That gentleman of Buckingham's, in person. I'll hear him his confessions eastiffy. And point by point the treasons of his maester. He shall again relate. A noise within crying room for the queen, by the Duke of Norfolk, enter the Queen, Norfolk and Suffolk, she kneels. King riseth. From his state takes her VP, kisses and placeth her by him. Queen, nay, we must longer kneel, I am a suitor. King, arise and take place by versus, half your suit. Newer name to V's, you ha half our power. The other moiety ere you ask is genuine. Repeat your will and take it. Queen, thank your majesty. That you would low yourself and in that low. Not vn considered low your honor, nor. The dignity of your office is the point of my petition. Can, lady mine, proceed? Queen, I am solicited not by a few, and those of true condition, that your subjects are in great grievance, their ha been commissions sent down among 'em, which hath flawed the heart of all their loyalties, wherein although my good lord cardinal they vent reproaches most bitterly on you as putter on. Of these exactions, yet the king our maester, whose honor Hohen shield from soil, you and he escapes not. Language vn mannerly, yea such which breaks the sides of loyalty and almost appears in load rebellion. Norf not almost appears. It doth appear, for vpon these taxations, the clothiers all not able to maintain. The many to them longing ha put off. The spinsters, carters, fullers, wooers who vn fit for other life compelled by hunger and lack of other means in desperate manner. Daring yunt to teeth are all in vipror. And danger serus among them. Kin taxation. Wherein and what taxation, my lord cardinal? You that are blamed for it alike with these. Know you of this taxation? Card, please you, sir. I know but of a single part in aught. Pertains to state, and front but in that file. Where others tell steps with me. Queens, no, my lord. You know no more than others, but you frame things that are known alike, which are not wholesome. To those which would not know them, and yet must perforce be their acquaintance, these exactions, whereof my sour rainy would ha note, they are most pestilent to hearing, and to bear the backy is sacrificed to load, they say. They are duised by you, or else you suffer. Too hard an exclamation. Kin, still exaction. The nature of it, in what kind let's know. Is this exaction? Queen, I am much too venturous. In tempting of your patience, but emboldened. Viender your promised pardon, the subike's grief. Comes through commissions, which compels from each the sixth part of his substance to be louied. Without delay, and the pretense for this is nammed your wars in France, this makes bold mouths. Tongues spit their duties out, and cold hearts freeze. Allegiance in them, their curses now. Lee you where their prayers did, and it's come to pass. This tractable obedience is a slaw. To each incensed will, I would your highness would gie you at quick consideration, for there is no primer baseness. Kin, by my life, this is against our pleasure. Card, and for me, I ha no further gone in this than by a single voice, and that not past me, but by learned approbation of the eoges, if I am traduced by ignorant tongues which neither know my faculties nor person, yet will be the chronicles of my doing, let me say. 'Tis but the fate of place and the rough break. That virtue must go through, we must not stint our necessary actions in the fear to cope malicious censurers which you are. As rawnest fishes do a vessel follow. That is new trimmed, but benefit no further. Then vainly longing, what we oft do best. By sick interpreters, once weak ones is. Not ours or not allowed, what worst as oft. Hitting a grosser quality, is cried VP. For our best act, if we shall stand still. In fear our motion will be mocked, or carped at. We should take root here, where we sit. Or sit state statues onely. Kin, things done well. And with a care, exempt themselves from fear. Things done without example, in their issue, are to be feared, ha you a president. Of this commission, I believe you not any. We must not rend our subaches from our laws, and stick them in our will, sixth part of each. A trembling contribution, why we take from Uri tree, lop, bark, and pardoth timber. And though we low it with a root thus hacked, the air will drink the sap to Uri county. Where this is questioned, send our letters with free pardon to each man that has dented the force of this commission, pray look to't. I put it to your care. Card, a word with you. Let there be letters writ to Uri shire. Of the king's grace and pardon, the grieved commons. Hardly conceive you of me, let it be noised. That through our intercession, this rookment and pardon comes, I shall anon adduise you. Further in the proceeding. Exit secret. Enter Sir. Queen, I am sorry that the Duke of Buckingham is run in your displeasure. Kin, it grieves many. The gentleman is learned, and a most rare speaker. To nature none more bound, his training such, that he may furnish and instruct great teachers. and newer seek for eyed out of himself, yet see. When these so noble benefits shall prow, not well disposed, the mind growing once corrupt, they turn to vicious forms, 10 times more vigli. Then you or they were fair, this man so complete, who was enrolled mongst wonders, and when we, almost with roish listening, could not find his hour of speech a minute, he, my lady, hath into monstrous habits put the graces that once were his, and is become as blacky, as if besmeared in hell. Sit by these you shall hear. This was his gentleman in trust of him. Things to strike honor sad, bid him recount the forecited practices whereof we cannot feel too little, hear too much. Card, stand forth, and with bold spirit relate what you most like a careful subject collected out of the Duke of Buckingham. Can speak freely. Sir, first it was visual with him, Uri day. It would infect his speech, that if the king should without issue die, he'll carry it so. To make the scepter his, these very words. You heard him vtiter to his son-in-law, Lord of Burgundy, to whom by oath he menect. Ruinge vipon the cardinal. Card, please your highness note this dangerous conception in this point. Not friended by his wish to your high person. His will is most malignant, and it stretches beyond you to your friends. Queen, my learned Lord Cardinal, dely you are all with charity. Kin, speak on. How grounded he his title to the crown? Vipon our fail, to this point hast thou heard him at any time speak aught? Sir, he was brought to this by a vain prophecy of Nicholas Henton. Kin, what was that Henton? Sir, a Chartreux friar. His confessor, who fed him Uri minute with words of sour rainty. Kin, how knowst thou this? Sir, not long before your highness sped to France, the duke being at the Rose, within the parish, St. Lawrence Pulteney did of me demand, what was the speech among the Londoners? Concerning the French your nigh, I replied, men fear the French would prow perfidious. To the king's danger, presently the duke said 'twas the fear indeed, and that he doubted 'twould prow the verity of certain words, spoke by a holy monk that oft says he hath sent to me, wishing me to permit Ion de la Carre, my chaplain, a choice Harry, to hear from him a matter of some moment, whom after viender the commission's seal, he solemnly had sworn that what he spoke, my chaplain to no creature leewing, but to me, should vtiter with demure confidence. This pausingly and sud, neither the king nor's heirs. Tell you the duke shall prosper, bid him strew. To the low oath commonalty the duke shall govern England. Queen, if I know you well, you were the duke's surveyor and lost your office. On the complaint oath tenants take good heed. You charge not in your spleen a noble person, and spoil your nobler soul, I say take heed. Yes, heartily beseech you. Kin, let him on, go forward. Sir, on my soul, I'll speak but truth. I told my lord the duke, by Deal's illusions, the monk might be deceived, and that 'twas dangerous. For this to ruminate on this so far, until it forged him some design, which being believed, it was much like to do, he answered tush. It can do me no damage, adding further, that had the king in his last sickness failed, the cardinals and Sir Thomas Lowell's heads should ha gone off. Kin ha what so rank ha. There's mischief in this man, canst thou say further? Sir, I can my liege. Can proceed. Sir, being at Greenwich, after your highness had reproved the duke about Sir William Bloomer, Kin, I remember of such a time, being my sworn servant. The Duke retained him his, but on what hence? Sir, if quoth he, I for this had been committed. As to the Tower I thought I would ha pled. The part my father meant to act vipon. Th. Usurper Richard, who being at Salisbury, made suit to come in's presence, which if granted, as he made semblance of his duty, would ha put his knife into him. Kin, a giant traitor. Card, now madam, may his hinds lee you in freedom. And this man out of prison. Queen, God mend all. Kin, there's something more would out of thee, what says thee? Sir, after the Duke his father with the knife, he stretched him, and with one hand on his dagger, another spread on's breast, mounting his eyes. He did discharge a horrible oath, whose tenor was where he ulvest, he would outgo his father by as much as a performance. Dues an irresolute purpose. Kin, there's his period. To sheath his knife in v's, he is attached. Call him to present trial, if he may. Find mercy in the law, tease his, if none. Let him not seek to v's, by day and night. He's traitor to th height. Exeunt. Scena tertia. LCH, is't possible the spells of France should eagle men into such strange mysteries. Elsan, new customs, though they be newer so ridiculous. Nay, let 'em be vn manly, yet are followed. LCH, as far as I see, all the good are English. Ha got by the late voyage is but merely a fit or two oath face, but they are shrewd ones. For when they hold 'em, you would swear directly their very noses had been counsellors. To Pepin or Clotharius they keep state so. Elsan, they ha all new legs. And lame ones, one would take it. That newer see 'em pace before the spawn. A spring halt reigned among 'em. LCH, death my lord. Their clothes are after such a pagan cut toot. That sure th ha worn out Christendom, how now? What news, Sir Thomas Lowell? Enter Sir Thomas Lowell. Lowell, faith my lord. I hear of none but the new proclamation. That's clapped vipon the court gate. El Cam, what is't for? Lou, the reformation of our trawled gallants. That fill the court with quarrels, talk, and tailors. El Cam, I'm glad 'tis there. Now I would pray our messieurs to think an English courtier may be wise, and newer see the lawyer. Lou, they must either. For so run the conditions, lo those remnants of fool and feather that they got in France, with all their honorable points of ignorance, pertaining thereunto, as fights and fireworks, abusing better men than they can be. Out of a forney wisdom, renouncing clean the faith they haw in tennis and tall stockings, short-blisted breeches, and those types of troil. And we understand again like honest men. Or pack to their old playfellows, there I take it. They may come preualgio, weed away the lag end of their lewdness, and be laughed at. Elsan, 'tis time to geom physic their diseases. Are grown so catching. El Cam, what a loss our ladies will ha of these trim vanities. Lowell, I marry. There will be woe indeed, lords, the sly horsens. Ha got a speeding trick to lay down ladies. A French song and a fiddle has no fellow. El San, the deal fiddle. I am glad they are going. For sure there's no conwerting of 'em, now. An honest country lord as I am, beat a long time out of play, may bring his plain song. And ha an hour of hearing, and by your lady held current music too. El Cam, well said Lord Sands. Your colt's tooth is not cast yet. El San, no my lord. Nor shall not while I hoe a stump. Cam, Sir Thomas. Whither were you a-going? Lou, to the cardinal's. Your lordship is a guest too. Cam, oh, 'tis true. This night he makes a supper, and a great one. To many lords and ladies there will be. The beauty of this kingdom I'll assure you. Lou, that churchman, bears a bounteous mind indeed. A hand as fruitful as the land that feeds these. His dews fall ewery where. Cam, no doubt he's noble. He had a blacky mouth that said other of him. San, he may my lord. Cause wherewithal in him. Sparing would show a worse sin than ill doctrine. Men of his way should be most liberal. They are set here for examples. Cam, true they are so. But few now you so great ones. My barge stays. Your lordship shall along, come, good Sir Thomas. We shall be late else, which I would not be. For I was spoke to with Sir Henry Guilford. This night to be controllers. San, I am your lordship's. Exeunt. Shana quarta. Hobbies, a small table viender estate for the cardinal, a longer table for the guests. Then enter Anne Boleyn, and divers other ladies and gentlemen, as guests at one door. At another door enter Sir Henry Guilford. Hen Gilf, ladies. A general welcome from his grace. Salutes ye all, this night he dedicates. To fair content, and you, none here he hopes. In all this noble beauty has brought with her. One care abroad, he would ha all as merry. As first, good company, good wine, good welcome. Can make good people. Enter Chamberlain Sands and Lowell. O my lord, ye're tardy. The very thought of this fair company clapped wings to me. Cam, you are young Sir Harry Guilford. Sir Thomas Lowell had the cardinal. But half my lay thoughts in him, some of these, should find a running banquet ere they rested. I think would better please 'em, by my life. They are a sweet society of fair ones. Lou, oh that your lordship were but now confessor to one or two of these. I would I were. They should find easy penance. Lou, faith how easy. As easy as a down bed would afford it. Cam, sweet ladies, will it please you sit, Sir Harry? Place you that side, I'll take the charge of this. His grace is entering, nay, you must not freeze. Two women placked together makes cold weather. My lord Sands, you are one will keep 'em waking. Pray sit between these ladies. By my faith. And thank your lordship, by your low sweet ladies. If I chance to talk a little wilda, forge you me. I's had it from my father. And bull, was he mad, sir? Oh very mad, exceeding mad and low too. But he would bite none, east as I do now. He would kiss you 20 with a breath. Cam, well said my lord. So now y'are fairly seated, gentlemen. The penance lies on you, if these fair ladies pass away frowning. For my little cure. Let me alone. Ha boys, enter Cardinal Wolsey and takes his state. Card, y'are welcome my fair guests, that noble lady. Or gentleman that is not freely merry. Is not my friend, this to confirm my welcome. And to you all good health. Your grace is noble. Let me ha such a bowl may hold my thanks. And saw me so much talking. Card, my lord Sands. I am beholding to you, cheer your neighbors. Ladies, you are not merry, gentlemen. Whose fault is this? The red wine first must rise. In their fair cheeks, my lord, then we shall ha 'em. Talk verses to silence. And be you are a merry gamster. My lord Sands. Yes, if I make my play. Here's to your ladyship, and pledge it, madam. For 'tis to such a thing. N.B. you cannot show me. Drum and trumpet, chambers discharged. San, I told your grace they would talk anon. Card, what's that? Cam, look out there, some of ye. Card, what warlike voice? And to what end is this? Nay, ladies, fear not. By all the laws of war ye're privileged. Enter a Saruant. Cam, how now what is't? Saru, a noble troop of strangers. For so they seem, ha left their barge and landed. And hither make, as great ambassadors. From foreigny princes. Card, good Lord Chamberlain. Go giuum welcome, you can speak the French tongue. And pray receiuum nobly, and conductum into our presence, where this hoen of beauty shall shine at full vipon them, some attend him. All rise and tables removed. You ha now a broken banquet, but we'll mend it. A good digestion to you all, and once more. I show her a welcome on ye, welcome all. Ha boys, enter king and others as maskers, habited like shepherds, by the Lord Chamberlain. They pass directly before the cardinal and gracefully salute him. A noble company, what are their pleasures? Cam, because they speak no English, thus they prayed. To tell your grace, that hoeing heard by fame. Of this so noble and so fair assembly. This night to meet here, they could do no less. Out of the great respect they bear to beauty. But lo their flocks, and vi endure your fair conduct. Craw low to view these ladies, and entreat an hour of rules with them. Card, say Lord Chamberlain. They ha done my poor house grace, for which I pay 1,000 thanks. And pray take their pleasures. Choose ladies, king and Anne Boleyn. King, the fairest hand I you were touched, O beauty. Till now I newer knew thee. Music dance. Card, my lord. Cam, your grace. Card, pray tell thus much from me. There should be one amongst by his person. More worthy this place than myself, to whom, if I but knew him, with my law and duty, I would surrender it. Whisper. Cam, I will, my lord. Card, what say they? Cam, such a one they all confess. There is indeed which they would haw your grace. Find out, and he will take it. Card, let me see then. By all your good lows, gentlemen, here I'll make my royal choice. Kin, ye ha found him cardinal. You hold a fair assembly, you do well, lord. You are a churchman, or I'll tell you cardinal. I should eudge now be unhappily. Card, I am glad. Your grace is grown so pleasant. Kin, my lord Chamberlain. Prithee come hither, what fair ladies that? Cam, an't please your grace. Sir Thomas Bullen's daughter, the Viscount Rochford. One of her highness women. Kin, by hoen she is a dainty one, sweetheart. I were VN mannerly to take you out. And not to kiss you, a health gentleman. Let it go round. Card, Sir Thomas Lowell, is the banquet ready? I'th pray chamber. Lou, yes, my lord. Card, your grace. I fear, with dancing, is a little heated. Kin, I fear too much. Card, there's fresher air, my lord. In the next chamber. Kin, lead in your lady's Uri one, sweet partner. I must not yet forsake you, let's be merry. Good my lord cardinal, I ha half a dozen healths. To drink to these fair ladies, and a measure. To lead 'em once again, and then let's dream. Who's best in four, let the music knock it. Exeunt with trumpets. Actus secundus, scena prima. Enter two gentlemen at Surall doors. Yoon to the hall, to hear what shall become. Of the great Duke of Buckingham, I'll saw you that labour, sir. all's now done but the ceremony of bringing back ye the prisoner. And condemned Vipont came to the bar, where to his accusations he pleaded still not guilty, and alleged many sharp reasons to defeat the law. The king's attorney, on the contrary, VRG'd on the examinations, proofs, confessions of Dewar's witnesses, which the duke desired. To him brought viva voce to his face, at which appeared against him his surveyor, Sir Gilbert Peck his chancellor, and Ione Carr, confessor to him with that deal monk, Hopkins, that made this mischief, that fed him with his prophecies. All these accused him strongly, which he fain would ha flung from him, but indeed he could not. And so his peers vipon this evidence. Ha found him guilty of high treason, much he spoke and learnedly for life, but all was either pitted in him or forgotten. The cardinal is the end of this. By all conjectures, first Kildare's attender, then deputy of Ireland, who removed Earl Surrey, was sent thither, and in haste too, least he should help his father. Buck, all good people, you that thus far ha come to pity me, hear what I say, and then go home and lose me. I ha this day received a traitor's judgment, and by that name must die, yet hoen bear witness. And if I ha a conscience, let it sink me. Ewan as the axe falls, if I be not faithful. The law I bear no malice for my death. T has done vipon the premises, but eastis. But those that sought it, I could wish more Christians. Be what they will, I heartily forge you 'em. Yet let 'em look they glory not in mischief, nor build their ewels on the graws of great men. For then, my guiltless blood must cry against 'em. For further life in this world I near hope. Nor will I sue, although the king ha mercies. More than I dare make faults. You few that lewd me, and dare be bold to weep for Buckingham, his noble friends and fellows, whom to low is only bitter to him, only dying. Go with me like good angels to my end. And as the long divorce of steel fowls on me, make of your prayers one sweet sacrifice, and lift my soul to Hoenn. Lead on a God's name. Lowell, I do beseech your grace for charity. If you were any malice in your heart, were hid against me, now to forge you me frankly. Buck, Sir Thomas Lowell, I as free forge you. As I would be forge Ewan, I forge you all. There cannot be those numberless offences gainst me that I cannot take peace with. No blackie and I shall make my graw. Commend me to his grace. And if he speak of Buckingham, pray tell him, you met him half in Hoenn, my vows and prayers. Yet are the king's, until my soul forsake, shall cry for blessings on him, may he live longer than I ha time to tell his years. You are belued and lowing, may his rule be. And when old time shall lead him to his end, goodness and he fill VP one monument. Lou, to TH, Waterside I must conduct your grace. Then GU my charge VP to Sir Nicholas Vaux, who V undertakes you to your end. Vaux, prepare there. The Duke is coming, see the barge be ready, and fit it with such furniture as suites the greatness of his person. Buck, nay, Sir Nicholas, let it alone, my state now will but mock me. When I came hither, I was Lord High Constable, and Duke of Buckingham, now poor Edward Bohun. Yet I am richer than my base accusers. That newer knew what truth meant, I now seal it. And with that bloud will make 'em one day grown fort. My noble father Henry of Buckingham, who first raised head against usurping Richard, flying for succor to his Cerwent banister, being distressed, was by that wretch betrayed, and without trial fell, God's peace be with him. Henry the VIII succeeding, truly pitying. My father's loss, like a most royal prince, restored me to my honors, and out of ruins, made my name once more noble, now his son. Henry VIII, life, honor, name, and all. That made me happy, at one stroke has taken. For you were from the world, I had my trial, and must needs say a noble one, which makes me a little happier than my wretched father. Yet thus far we are one in fortunes, both. Fell by our servants, by those men we lewd most. A most VN natural and faithless Cerois. Cohen has an end in all, yet do that hear me. This from a dying man receive you as certain. Where you are liberal of your laws and counsels. Be sure you be not loose, for those you make friends. And do you your hearts too, when they once pursue you. The least rub in your fortunes, fall away. Like water from ye, newer found again. But where they mean to sink ye, all good people. Pray for me, I must now forsake ye, the last hour of my long weary life is come upon me. Farewell, and when you would say something that is sad, speak how I fell. I ha done, and God forge you me. Exeunt duke and train. Tease full of woe, yet I can giu you inkling of an ensuing uil if it fall. Greater than this. What may it be, you do not doubt my faith, sir. A strong faith to conceal it. I do not talk much. You shall, sir, did you not of late days hear a buzzing of a separation between the king and Catherine? For when the king once heard it, out of anger, he sent command to the Lord Mayor straight to stop the rumor and allay those tongues that durst disperse it. Is found a truth now, for it grows agent. Fresher than ere it was, and held for certain. The king will venture at it, either the cardinal, or some about him near, ha out of malice. To the good queen, possessed him with a scruple. That will endo her, to confirm this too. Cardinal Campius is a reude, and lately. As all think for this Busines. Merely to revenge him on the emperor. For not bestowing on him at his asking. The Archbishopric of Toledo, this is purpose, I think. You ha hit the mark, but is not cruel. That she should feel the smart of this, the cardinal. Will ha his will, and she must fa tease waffle. We are too open here to argue this, let's think and preluate more. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Enter Lord Chamberlain, reading this letter. My lord, the horses your lordship sent for, with all the care I had, I saw well chosen, ridden, and furnished. They were young and handsome, and of the best breed in the north. When they were ready to set out for London, a man of my lord Cardinal's by commission, and main power took 'em from me with this reason. His maester would be serried before a subiect, if not before the king, which stopped our mouth, sir. I fear he will indeed. Well, let him ha them, he will ha all, I think. Enter to the Lord Chamberlain, the Dukes of Norfolk and Suffolk. Norf, well met my Lord Chamberlain. Cam, good day to both your graces. Suff, how is the king employed? Cam, I left him preluate, full of sad thoughts and troubles. Norf, what's the cause? Cam, it seems the marriage with his brother's wife has crept too near his conscience. Suff, know his conscience has crept too near another lady. Norf, 'tis so. This is the cardinal's doing, the king cardinal. That blind priest, like the eldest son of fortune, turns what he list, the king will know him one day. Suff, pray God he do. He'll newer know himself else. Norf, how holily he works in all his business. And with what zeal, for now he has cracked the league. Between V's and the emperor, the queen's great nephew. He dews into the king's soul, and there scatters dangers, doubts, wringing of the conscience, fears and despairs, and all these for his marriage. And out of all these, to restore the king, he counsels a divorce, a loss of her, that like a ewel has hung 20 years. About his neck, yet newer lost her luster. Of her that lows him with that excellence. That angels low good men with, ewen of her. That when the greatest stroke of fortune falls, will bless the king, and is not this course pious. Cam, Hoen keep me from such counsel, 'tis most true. These news are Uri where, Uri tongue speaks some. And Uri true heart weeps for't, all that dare. Look into these affairs, see this main end. The French king's sister, Hoen will one day open. The king's eyes that so long ha slept vipon. This bold bad man. Suff and free vies from his slowery. North we had need pray. And heartily for our deliverance. Or this imperious man will work vies all. From princes into pages, all men's honors. Lie like one lump before him, to be fashioned. Into what pitch he please. Suff for me, my lords. I allow him not, nor fear him, there's my creed. As I am made without him, so I'll stand. If the king please, his curses and his blessings. Touch me alike, ere breath I not believe you in. I knew him and I know him, so I loe him. To him that made him proud, the Pope. North lets in. And with some other busines put the king. From these sad thoughts that work too much vipon him. My lord, you'll bear versus company. Cam, excuse me. The king has sent me otherwhere, besides. You'll find a most VN fit time to disturb him. Health to your lordships. Norfolk thanks my good Lord Chamberlain. Exit Lord Chamberlain, and the king draws the curtain and sits. Reading. Pensiuli. Suff, how sad he looks, sure he is much afflicted. Kin, who's there, ha? Norf, pray God he be not angry. Kin, who's there, I say, how dare you thrust yourselves into my preuate meditations? To them I ha. Norf, a gracious king that pardons all offenses. Malice near meant, our breach of duty this way. Is business of a state in which we come to know your royal pleasure. Kin, ye are too bold. Go to, I'll make ye know your times of business. Is this an howray for temporal affairs, ha? Enter Wolsey and Campius with a commission. Who's there, my good Lord Cardinal? Oh, my Wolsey. The quiet of my wounded conscience. Thou art a cure fit for a king, you're welcome. Most learned ruerencer, into our kingdom. VSC V's and it, my good lord ha great care. I be not found a talker. Wall, sir, you cannot. I would your grace would GUV's but an hour. Of preuate conference. Kin, we are busy, go. Norf, this priest has no pride in him. Suff, not to speak of. I would not be so sick though for his place. But this cannot continue. Norf, if it do, I'll venture one, ha at him. Suff, I another. Exeunt Norfolk and Suffolk. Wall, your grace has G in a president of Wystome. About all princes in committing freely. Your scruple to the voice of Christendom. Who can be angry now, what an I reach you? The Spaniard tied by blood and for to her. Must now confess, if they ha any goodness. The trial, east and noble, all the clerks. I mean the learned ones in Christian kingdoms. Ha their free voices, Rome, the nurse of judgment. Inwitted by your noble self hath sent. One general tongue VNTO versus this good man. This east and learned priest, Cardinal Campius. Whom once more, I present VNTO your highness. Kin, and once more in mine arms I bid him welcome. And thank the holy conclaw for their lows. They ha sent me such a man, I would ha wished for. Cam, your grace must needs deserve all strangers' lows. You are so noble, to your highness hand. I tender my commission, by whose virtue The court of Rome commanding, you my lord. Cardinal of York are eined with me their servant. In the VN partial eaging of this business. Kin, two equal men, the queen shall be acquainted. Forthwith for what you come, where's Gardiner? Wall, I know your majesty has always lewd her. So dear in heart not to deny her that. A woman of less place might ask by law. Scholars allowed freely to argue for her. Kin, I in the best she shall ha, and my four. To him that does best, God forbid else, Cardinal. Prithee call Gardiner to me, my new secretary. I find him a fit fellow. Enter Gardiner. Wall, gie you me your hand, much I and for to you. You are the king's now. Guard but to be commanded. For you are by your grace, whose hand has raised me. Kin, come hither Gardiner. Walks and whispers. Camp, my lord of York, was not one doctor pace. In this man's place before him. Wall, yes he was. Camp, was he not held a learned man? Wall, yes surely. Camp, believe you me, there's an ill opinion spread then. Ewan of yourself, Lord Cardinal. Wall's how of me? Camp, they will not stick to say, you annoyed him. And fearing he would rise, he was so virtuous. Kept him a foreigny man still, which so grieved him. That he ran mad and died. Wall, Hone's peace be with him. That's Christian care enough, for lewing murmurers. There's places of rebuke, he was a fool. For he would needs be virtuous, that good fellow. If I command him follows my appointment. I will ha none so near else, learn this brother. We leave you not to be gripped by meaner persons. Kin, deliver this with modesty to th queen. Exit Gardiner. The most convenient place that I can think of. For such receipt of learning is Blackfriars. There ye shall meet about this weighty buisons. My Wolsey see it furnished, O my lord. Would it not gree you an able man to low? So sweet a bedfellow, but conscience. Oh, 'tis a tender place, and I must low her. Exeunt. Steina Tertia. Enter Anne Boleyn and an old lady. And not for that neither, here's the pang that pinches. His Highness hoing lewd so long with her, and she. So good a lady that no tongue could ewer. Pronounce dishonor of her, by my life. She knew her new harm doing, oh now after. So many courses of the sun enthroned. Still growing in a majesty and pomp, the which. To lo, 1,000-fold more bitter than. Tea's sweet at first tea acquire, after this process. To giu her the aunt, it is a pity. Would moo a monster. Old la hearts of most hard temper. Melt and lament for her. And, O God's will much better. She ne'er had known pomp, tho't be temporal. Yet if that quarrel, fortune do divorce. It from the bearer, 'tis a sufferance panging. As soul and body's sewering. Old alas poor lady. She's a stranger now again. And so much the more. Must pity drop upon her, verily. I swear, 'tis better to be lowly born. And range with humble lewers in content. Than to be perked VP in a glistering grief. And wear a golden sorrow. Old our content. Is our best hoeing. And, by my troth and maidenhead. I would not be a queen. Old beshrew me I would. And venture maidenhead fort, and so would you. For all this spice of your hypocrisy. You that ha so fair parts of woman on you. Ha too a woman's heart which you are yet. Affected eminence, wealth sour rainty. Which to say sooth are blessings, and which gifts. Sawing your mincing, the capacity. Of your soft, cheerful conscience would receive you. If you might please to stretch it. And, nay, good troths. Old L yes troth, you would not be a queen. Anne, no, not for all the riches v ender hoen. Old LT's strange, a threepence bode would hire me. Old as I am to queen it, but I pray you. What think you of a duchess, haw you limbs? To bear that load of title. And no in truth. Old, then you are weakly made, pluck off a little. I would not be a young count in your way. For more than blushing comes to, if you're backy. Cannot vouchsafe this burthen, tease too weak. You are to get a boy. And how you do talk. I swear again, I would not be a queen. For all the world. Old Ellen faith for little England. You'ld venture in emballing, I myself. Would for Carnarunshire, although they're longed. No more to th crown but that, lo who comes here. Enter Lord Chamberlain. El Cam, good morrow ladies, what wert worth to know? The secret of your conference. Ends my good lord. Not your demand, it values not your asking. Our mistress' sorrows we were pitying. Cam, it was a gentle business and becoming. The action of good women, there is hope. All will be well. And now I pray God, Amen. Cam, you bear a gentle mind and homely blessings. Follow such creatures, that you may, fair lady. Perceive you I speak sincerely, and high notes. Ta'en of your many virtues, the king's majesty. Commends his good opinion of you to you, and does purpose honor to you no less flowing. Then Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title? £1,000 a year, annual support. Out of his grace, he adds. And I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers. Are not words duly hallowed, nor my wishes. More worth than empty vanities, yet prayers and wishes are all I can return, beseech your lordship. Vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obedience. As from a blushing handmaid to his highness, whose health and royalty I pray for. Cam lady. I shall not fail approw the fair conceit. The king hath of you, I ha perused her well. Beauty and honor in her are so mingled, that they ha caught the king, and who knows yet. But from this lady may proceed a aim. To lighten all this isle, I led to the king, and say I spoke with you. Exit Lord Chamberlain. And my honored lord. Old L why this it is, cc. I ha been begging 16 years in court. Am yet a courtier beggarly, nor could come pat betwixt too early and too late. For any suit of pounds, and you, O fate. A very fresh fish here, 555 v pawn. This compelled fortune, ha your mouth filled VP. Before you open it. And this is strange to me. Old L how tastes it, is it bitter, 40 pence no. There was a lady once, 'tis an old story. That would not be a queen, that would she not. For all the mud in Egypt, ha you heard it. And come you are pleasant. Old L with your theme I could. O remount the lark, the Marchioness of Pembroke. £1,000 a year for pure respect. No other obligation, by my life. That promises mo thousands, honor's train. Is longer than his foreskirt, by this time. I know your backy will bear a duchess, say. Are you not stronger than you were? And, good lady, make yourself mirth with your particular fancy. And lo me out on't, would I had no being. If this salute my blood a it faints me. To think what follows. The queen is comfortless and we forgetful. In our long absence, pray do not delire. What here ye ha heard to her? Old L what do you think me? Exeunt. Shana quarta. Trumpets, senate and cornets, enter two vergers with short. Siluer. Wands, next them two scribes in the habit of doctors, after them. The Bishop of Canterbury alone, after him the bishops of Lincoln. Beely. Rochester and Essasaph, next them with some small distance. Follows a gentleman bearing the purse, with the great seal, and the cardinal's hat, then two priests bearing each a silver cross. Then a gentleman visure bareheaded, accompanied with a sergeant at arms bearing a silver mace, then two gentlemen bearing two great silver pillars after them, side by side, the two cardinals, two noblemen with the sword and mace. The king takes place under the cloth of state, the two cardinals sit under him as eoges, the queen takes place some distance from the king, the bishops place themselves on each side the court in manner of a consistory, below them the scribes, the lords sit next the bishops, the rest of the attendants stand in conunient order about the stage. Car, whilst our commission from Rome is read. Let silence be commanded. King, what's the need? It hath already publicly been read. And on all sides authority allowed. You may then spare that time. Car, beat so proceed. Scry, say Henry K. of England, come into the court. Crier, Henry King of England and see. King, here. Scribe, say Catherine Queen of England. Come into the court. Crier, Catherine Queen of England and see. The queen makes no answer, rises out of her chair, goes about the court, comes to the king and kneels at his feet, then speaks. Sir, I desire you do me right and justice, and to bestow your pity on me, for I am a most poor woman and a stranger, born out of your dominions, hoeing here. No eage indifferent, nor no more assurance of equal friendship and proceeding, alas, sir. In what how I offended you, what cause hath my behoyer genuine to your displeasure, that thus you should proceed to put me off, and take your good grace from me, ho and witness. I ha been to you, a true and humble wife, at all times to your will conformable. You are in fear to kindle your dislike, yea, subject to your countenance, glad or sorry. As I saw it, when was the hour? You were contradicted your desire, or made it not mine too, or which of your friends? Har I not strout to allow, although I knew he were mine enemy, what friend of mine? That had to him derued your anger, did I? Continue in my liking, nay, gaw notice. He was from thence discharged, sir, call to mind, that I ha been your wife, in this obedience. VP ward of 20 years, and ha been blessed with many children by you, if in the course and process of this time, you can report. And prow it too, against mine honor ought. My bond to wedlock, or my low in duty. Against your sacred person, in God's name. Turn me away, and let the fowls see contempt. Shut door vpon me, and so do me vp. To the sharps kind of justice, please you, sir. The king your father was reputed for a prince most prudent, of an excellent and unmatched wit and judgment, Ferdinand. My father, king of Spain, was reckoned one, the wisest prince that there had reigned by many. A year before, it is not to be questioned, that they had gathered a wise council to them of Uri realmy, that did debate this business, who deemed our marriage lawful, wherefore I humbly beseech you, sir, to spare me, till I may be by my friends in Spain, a duist whose counsel I will implore, if not ice name of God, your pleasure be fulfilled. While you ha here, ladies, and of your choice, these ruler fathers men, of singular integrity and learning. Yea, the elect oath land who are assembled. To plead your cause, it shall be therefore bootless. That longer you desire the court as well. For your own quiet as to rectify. What is VN settled in the king? Camp his grace hath spoken well and eously, therefore, madam, it's fit this royal session do proceed. And that, without delay, their arguments be now product and heard. Lord Cardinal, to you I speak. Wall, your pleasure, madam. Sir, I am about to weep, but thinking that we are a queen, or long ha dreamed so, certain. The daughter of a king, my drops of tears I'll turn to sparks of fire. Wall, be patient yet. I will, when you are humble, nay before. Or God will punish me, I do believe you. Induct by potent circumstances that you are mine enemy, and make my challenge. You shall not be my age, for it is you ha blown this coal betwixt my lord and me. Which gods do quench, therefore, I say again. I veterly abhorra, yea, from my soul. Refuse you for my age, whom yet once more I hold my most malicious foe, and think not at all a friend to truths. While I do profess, you speak not like yourself, who you are yet hostile to charity, and displayed effects of disposition gentle, and of wisdom, or topping woman's power. Madam, you do me wrong. I ha no spleen against you, nor a neastis. For you, or any, how far I ha proceeded, or how far further shall is warranted by a commission from the consistory. Yea, the whole consistory of Rome, you charge me. That I ha blown this coal, I do deny it. The king is present, if it be known to him. That I gainsay my deed, how may he wound? And worthily my falsehood, yea, as much as you ha done my truth, if he know. That I am free of your report, he knows. I am not of your wrong, therefore in him it lies to cure me, and the cure is to remove these thoughts from you, the which before his highness shall speak in, I do beseech you, gracious madam, to and think you're speaking, and to say so no more. Queen, my lord, I am a simple woman, much too weak. Oppose your cunning, ye're meek and humble-mouthed. You seen your place, and calling in full seeming. With meekness and humility, but your heart is crammed with arrogancy, spleen and pride. You ha by fortune, and his highness fours gone slightly a low steps, and now are mounted. Where powers are your retainers, and your words domestics to you, Sarrow your will asked please. Yourself pronounce their office, I must tell you. You tender more your person's honor than your high profession spiritual, that agent. I do refuse you for my age, and here before you all, appeal VNTO the Pope, to bring my whole cause for his holiness, and to be aged by him. She curtsies to the king, and offers to depart. Camp, the queen is obstinate, stubborn to Eustis, apt to accuse it, and disdainful to be tried by tease not well. She's going away. Kin, call her again. Crier, Catherine, Q of England, come into the court. Gent, VSH, Madam your called backy. What need you note it, pray you keep your way. When you are called return, now the Lord help. They vex me past my patience, pray you pass on. I will not tarry, no nor your more. Vpon this business my appearance make. In any of their courts. Exit queen and her attendants. Kin, go thy ways, Kate. That man i'th world, who shall report he has a better wife, let him in not be trusted. For speaking false in that, thou art alone. If thy rare qualities, sweet gentleness, thy meekness saint-like, wife-like gowerment, obeying and commanding, and thy parts sour rainy and pious elves could speak thee out. The queen of earthly queens, she's noble born, and like her true nobility, she has carried herself towards me. While, most gracious sir, in humblest manner I require your hinds, that it shall please you to declare in hearing of all these ears, for where I am robbed and bound, there must I be vien loosed, although not there. At once and fully satisfied, whether you or I did broach this bucens to your hinds, or laid any scruple in your way, which might induce you to the question on't, or you're ha to you, but with thanks to God for such. A royal lady spake one, the least word that might be to the prejudice of her present state, or touch of her good person. Kin, my lord cardinal, I do excuse you, yea, vipon mine honor. I free you from't, you are not to be taught that you ha many enemies that know not why they are so, but like to village curs, bark when their fellows do, by some of these. The queen is put in anger, ye're excused. But will you be more eastifid, you ewer? Ha wished the sleeping of this bucens, newer desired it to be stirred, but oft ha hindered oft. The passages made toward it, on my honor. I speak my good lord cardinal to this point, and thus far clear him. Now what mood me to't? I will be bold with time and your attention. Then mark th inducement, thus it came, you heed to't. My conscience first received attendance. Scruple and prick, on certain speeches vt turd. By th Bishop of Bayonne, then French ambassador, who had been hither sent on the debating and marriage twixt the Duke of Orleans and our daughter Mary at progress of this bucens. Ere a determinate resolution he, I mean the bishop, did require a respite, wherein he might the king his lord advertise whether our daughter were legitimate. Respecting this, our marriage with the dowager. Sometimes our brother's wife, this respite shook. The bosom of my conscience entered me, yea, with a spitting power, and made to tremble the region of my breast which forked such way, that many massed considerings did throng. And pressed in with this caution, first methought, I stood not in the smile of Hohen who had commanded nature that my lady's wam, if it conceived a male child by me, should do no more offices of life to't, than the gra does to th dead, for her male issue, or did where they were made, or shortly after. This world had erred them, hence I took a thought. This was a judgment on me, that my kingdom, well worthy the best hair oath world should not be gladded in't by me, then follows that I weighed the danger which my realm stood in. By this my issues fail, and that gaw to me. Many a groaning throw, thus hulling in. The wild sea of my conscience I did steer toward this remedy, whereupon we are now present here together, that's to say, I meant to rectify my conscience, which I then did feel full sick, and yet not well, by all the ruerend fathers of the land. And doctors learned, first I began in preluate. With you, my lord of Lincolny, you remember how viender my oppression I did wreak. When I first moved you, Belin, very well, my liege. Kin, I ha spoke long, be pleased yourself to say. How far you satisfied me. Lin, so please your hinds. The question did at first so stagger me, bearing a state of mighty moment in't, and consequence of dread that I committed. The daringst counsel which I had to doubt, and did entreat your hinds to this course, which you are running here. Kin, I then moved you, my lord of Canterbury, and got your low, to make this present summons be unsolicited. I left no ruerend person in this court, but by particular consent proceeded Vi under your hands and seals, therefore go on. For no dislike I'th whirled against the person of the good queen, but the sharp thorny points of my alleged reasons, drew use this forward. Proud but our marriage lawful by my life and kingly dignity, we are contented to wear our mortal state to come with her. Catherine our queen before the primest creature. That's paragond oath world. Camp so please your hinds. The queen being absent, 'tis a needful fitness that we adjourn this court till further day. Meanwhile must be an earnest motion made to the queen to call back ye her appeal. She intends vnto his holiness. Kin, I may pursue you. These cardinals trifle with me, I abhorra this dilatory sloth and tricks of Rome. My learned and well-beloved Serwent Cranmer, proceed return with thy approach, I know. My comfort comes along, break VP the court. I say, said on. Exeunt in manner as they entered. Actus tertius, scena prima. Enter queen and her women as at work. Queen, take thy lute, wench. My soul grows sad with troubles. Sing and disperse 'em if thou canst, low working. Song. Orpheus with his lute made trees. And the mountain tops that freeze. Bow them cellos when he did sing. To his music, plants and flowers. You were sprung as sun in showers. There had made a lasting spring. Ewery thing that heard him play. Ewan the billows of the sea. Hung their heads and then lay by. In sweet music is such art. Killing care and grief of heart. Fall asleep or hearing die. Enter a gentleman. Queens, how now? Gent, an't please your grace, the two great cardinals. Wait in the presence. Queen, would they speak with me? Gent, they willed me say so, madam. Queen, pray their graces to come near, what can be their buisons? With me, a poor weak woman, foully from fore. I do not like their coming, now I think on't. They should be good men, their affairs as righteous. But all hoods make not monks. Enter the two cardinals, Wolsey and Campion. Walls, peace to your highness. Queen, your graces find me here part of a housewife. I would be all, against the worst may happen. What are your pleasures with me, ruerant lords? Wall, may it please you, noble madam, to withdraw. Into your private chamber, we shall gee you. The full cause of our coming. Queen, speak it here. There's nothing I ha done yet, oh my conscience. Deserves a corner, would all other women. Could speak this with as free a soul as I do. My lords, I care not, so much I am happy. About a number if my actions were trid by Uri tongue, Uri I saw 'em. In eye and base opinion set against 'em. I know my life so ewen, if your buisons seek me out, and that way I am wife in. Out with it boldly, truth allows open dealing. Card, tanta est erga te mentis integritas regina serenissima. Queen, O good my lord, no Latin. I am not such a truant since my coming, as not to know the language I ha liewed in. A strange tongue makes my cause more strange, suspicious. Pray speak in English, here are some will thank you. If you speak truth, for their poor mistress' sake. Believe me she has had much wrong, Lord Cardinal. The willingste sin I you are yet committed. May be absolute in English. Card, noble lady. I am sorry my integrity should breed. And Sarois to his majesty and you. So deep suspicion, where all faith was meant. We come not by the way of accusation. To taint that honor Ewery good tongue blesses. Nor to betray you any way to sorrow. You ha too much good lady, but to know how you stand minded in the weighty difference between the king and you, and to deliver like free and honest men, our east opinions, and comforts to our cause. Camp, most honored madam, my lord of York, out of his noble nature, zeal and obedience he still bore your grace, forgetting, like a good man, your late censure, both of his truth and him, which was too far, offers, as I do in a scene of peace, his Cerois and his counsel, queen, to betray me. My lords, I thank you both for your good wills. Ye speak like honest men, pray God ye prow so. But how to make ye sedanely an answer? In such a point of weight, so near mine honor. More near my life I fear, with my weak wit. And to such men of groity and learning. In truth I know not, I was set at work. Among my maids, full little God knows, looking. Either for such men, or such business. For her sake that I ha been, for I feel. The last fit of my greatness, good your grace is. Let me ha time and counsel for my cause. Alas, I am a woman friendless, hopeless. Whilst, madam, you wrong the king's law with these fears. Your hopes and friends are infinite. Queen in England. But little for my profit can you think, lords, that any Englishman dare do me counsel, or be a known friend gainst his hind's pleasure, though he be grown so desperate to be honest. And lee you a subject, nay forsooth, my friends, they that must weigh out my afflictions, they that my trust must grow to, lee you not here. They are as all my other comforts far hence. In mine own country, lords, camp I would your grace, would low your griefs and take my counsel. Queen, how sir? Camp, put your main cause into the king's protection. He's lowing and most gracious, 'twill be much. Both for your honor better and your cause. For if the trial of the law o'ertake ye, you'll part away distract. While he tells you rightly. Queen, ye tell me what ye wish for both, my ruin. Is this your Christian counsel? Out vipon ye. Hohen is about all yet, there sits at Eoj. That no king can corrupt. Camp, your rage mistakes versus. Queen, the more shame for ye, holy men I thought ye. Vipon my soul too, ruerend cardinal virtus. But cardinal sins, and hollow hearts I fear ye. Mendem for shame, my lords, is this your comfort? The cordial that ye bring a wretched lady. A woman lost among ye, laughed at scorned. I will not wish ye half my miseries. I ha more charity, but say I warned ye. Take heed, for Hohen's sake take heed, least at once. The burthen of my sorrows fall vipon ye. Car, madam, this is a mere distraction. You turn the good we offer into an eye. Qui, ye turn me into nothing, woe vipon ye. And all such false professors, would you ha me? If you ha any justice, any pity. If ye be anything but churchmen's habits. Put my sick cause into his hands, that hates me. Alas, has me his bed already. His low too long ago, I am old, my lords. And all the fellowship I hold now with him. Is only my obedience, what can happen? To me, about this wretchedness, all your studies. Make me a curse like this. Camp, your fears are worse. Ha I liud thus long, let me speak myself. Since virtue finds no friends, a wife, a true one. A woman, I dare say without vainglory. Newer, yet branded with suspicion. Ha I, with all my full affections. Still met the king, him next hone, obeyed him. Been, out of fondness, superstitious to him. Almost forgot my prayers to content him. And am I thus rewarded? 'Tis not well, lords. Bring me a constant woman to her husband. One that near dreamed to eyes, beyond his pleasure. And to that woman, when she has done most. Yet will I add an honor, a great patience. Car, madam, you wander from the goods. We I met. My lord, I dare not make myself so guilty. To GUVP, willingly that noble title. Your master wed me to, nothing but death. Shall e'er divorce my dignities. Car, pray hear me. Would I had newer trod this English earth, or felt the flatteries that grow upon it. Ye ha angels' faces, but Hohen knows your hearts. What will become of me now, wretched lady? I am the most unhappy woman living. Alas, poor wenches, where are now your fortunes? Shipwrecked upon a kingdom where no pity. No friends, no hope, no kindred weep for me. Almost no graw allowed me, like the lily. That once was mistress of the field and flourished. I'll hang my head and perish. Car, if your grace could but be brought to know our ends are honest. Y'ald feel more comfort, why should we, good lady? Vipon what cause wrong you, alas our places. The way of our profession is against it. We are to cure such sorrows, not to sow 'em. For goodness' sake, consider what you do. How you may hurt yourself, I.V.T. Turley. Grow from the king's acquaintance by this carriage. The hearts of princes kiss obedience. So much they allow it, but to stubborn spirits. They swell and grow, as terrible as storms. I know you ha a gentle, noble temper. A soul as you and as a commie, pray think these. Those we profess, peacemakers, friends and servants. Camp, madam, you'll find it so. You wrong your virtues. With these weak women's fears, a noble spirit, as yours was, put into you, your casts. Such doubts as false coin from it, the king lows you. But where you loose it not, for these, if you please. To trust these in your business, we are ready. To VSC our VTMO studies, in your service. Could do what ye will, my lords. And pray forge you me. If I ha VS'd myself VN mannerly. You know I am a woman, lacking wit. To make a seemly answer to such persons. Pray do my service to his majesty. He has my heart yet, and shall ha my prayers. While I shall ha my life, come ruin fathers. Bestow your counsels on me, she now begs. That little thought when she set footing here. She should ha bought her dignities so dear. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Enter the Duke of Norfolk, Duke of Suffolk, Lord Surrey, and Lord Chamberlain. Norf, if you will now knight in your complaints. Enforce them with a constancy, the cardinal cannot stand endure them, if you omit. The offer of this time I cannot promise, but that you shall sustain moe new disgraces. With these you bear already. Sir, I am Eiffel. To meet the least occasion, that may due me. Remembrance of my father-in-law, the Duke. To be ruanged on him. Suff which of the peers? Ha and contemned gone by him, or at least. Strangely neglected, when did he regard? The stamp of nobleness in any person. Out of himself. Cam, my lords, you speak your pleasures. What he deserves of you and me, I know. What we can do to him, though now the time. Giu's way to these, I much fear, if you cannot. Bar his excess toth, king, newer attempt. Anything on him, for he hath a witchcraft. Our the king in's tongue. Nor, oh fear him not. His spell in that is out, the king hath found. Matter against him, that for you are Mars. The honey of his language, no, he's settled. Not to come off in his displeasure. Sir, I should be glad to hear such news as this. Once Uery hour. Nor, believe it, this is true. In the divorce, his contrary proceedings are all enfolded, wherein he appears. As I would wish mine enemy. Sir, how came his practices to light? Suff most strangely. Sir, oh how. Suff, the cardinal's letters to the Pope miscarried, and came to th Ioth king, wherein was read, how that the cardinal did entreat his holiness to stay the judgment oath divorce, for if it did take place, I do, quoth he, pursue you. My king is tangled in affection to a creature of the queen's, Lady Anne Boleyn. Sir, haw's the king this? Suff, believe you it? Sir, will this work? Cam, the king in this pursues him how he coasts, and hedges his own way, but in this point, all his tricks founder, and he brings his physic. After his patient's death, the king already hath married the fair lady. Sir, would he had. Suff, may you be happy in your wish, my lord. For I profess you haw it. Sir, now all my eye trace the conjunction. Suff, my amen toot. Nor all men's. Suff, there's order genuine for her coronation. Mary this is yet but young, and may be left to some ears vien recounted, but my lord's. She is a gallant creature, and complete. In mind and feature, I persuade me from her will fall some blessing to this land, which shall in it be memorized. Sir, but will the king digest this letter of the cardinal's? The Lord forbid. Nor, Mary, amen. Suff, no. There be moe wasps that buzz about his nose. Will make this sting the sooner. Cardinal Campius is stolny away to Rome, hath ta'en no low. Has left the cause King Vian handled, and is posted as the agent of our cardinal. To second all his plot, I do assure you. The king cried ha at this. Cam, now God incense him, and let him cry ha, loader. Norf, but my lord. When returns Cranmer? Suff, he is returned in his opinions, which ha satisfied the king for his divorce, together with all famous colleges, almost in Christendom, shortly, I believe you. His second marriage shall be published, and her coronation, Catherine no more, shall be called queen, but princess dowager, and widow to Prince Arthur. Nor this same Cranmer's a worthy fellow, and hath ta'en much pain in the king's business. Suff he has, and we shall see him for it an archbishop. Nor so I hear. Suff dees so. Enter Wolsey and Cromwell. The cardinal. Nor, observo he's moody. Car, the packet Cromwell. Got you the king. Crom, to his own hand in's bedchamber. Card looked he oath inside of the paper. Crom presently. He did vien seal them, and the first he viewed. He did it with a serious mind, a heed was in his countenance, you he bade attend him here this morning. Card, is he ready to come abroad? Crom, I think by this he is. Card, low me a while. Exit Cromwell. It shall be to the Duchess of Alanson, the French king's sister, he shall marry her. Anne Boleyn, no, I'll know Anne Boleyn's for him. There's more in't than fair visage, Boleyn. No, we'll know Boleyn's, speedily I wish to hear from Rome, the Marchioness of Pembroke. Nor he's discontented. Suff, maybe he hears the king does whet his anger to him. Sir, sharp enough. Lord, for thy eastis. Car, the late queen's gentlewoman, a knight's daughter, to be her mistress, the queen's queen. This candle burns not clear, tease I must snuff it. Then out it goes, what though I know her virtuous and well deserving, yet I know her for a spleeny Lutheran, and not wholesome too. Our cause that she should lieth bosom of our hard-rolled king, Agin there is sprung VP. And heretic and arch one, Cranmer one. Hath crawled into the fore of the king. And is his oracle. Nor he is vexed at something. Enter king, reading of a schedule. Sir, I would twere something why would fret the string. The master chord on's heart. Suff the king the king. King, what piles of wealth hath he accumulated? To his own portion, and what expense by'th hour? Seems to flow from him, how I'th name of thrift. Does he rake this together, now my lords? Saw you the cardinal? Nor, my lord, we ha. Stood here observing him, some strange commotion. Is in his brain, he bites his lip and starts. Stops on a sodden, looks upon the ground. Then lays his finger on his temple, straight. Springs out into fast gait, then stops again. Strikes his breast hard, and anon he casts his eye against the moon, in most strange postures. We ha seen him set himself. King, it may well be. There is a mutiny in's mind, this morning. Papers of state he sent me to peruse. As I required, and wot you what I found? There, on my conscience put VN wittingly. Forsooth an inventory, thus importing. The sure all parcels of his plate, his treasure. Rich stuffs and ornaments of household, which I find at such proud rate that it outspeaks possession of a subject, nor its hoen's will. Some spirit put this paper in the packet, to bless your eye withal. King, if we did think his contemplation were about the earth, and fixed on spiritual object he should still dwell in his musings, but I am afraid his thinkings are below the moon, not worth his serious considering. King takes his seat, whispers Lowell, who goes to the cardinal. Car, hoen forge you me. Your God bless your highness. King, good my lord. You are full of hoenly stuff, and bear the inventory of your best graces in your mind, the which you were now running you ha scarce time to steal from spiritual leisure a brief span, to keep your earthly audit sure in that. I deem you an ill husband, and am glad to ha you therein my companion. Car, sir. For holy offices I ha a time, to think vpon the part of business which I bear I state, and nature does require. Her times of preservation, which perforce I her frail son, amongst ye my brethren mortal. Must ye you my tendance to? King, you ha said well. Car, and you or may your highness yoke together. As I will lend you cause, my doing well. With my well saying. King, 'tis well said agin. And 'tis a kind of good deed to say well. And yet words are no deeds, my father lewd you. He said he did, and with his deed did crown his word vpon you, since I had my office. I ha kept you next my heart, ha not alone. Employed you where high profits might come home. But pard my present hoings to bestow my bounties vpon you. Car, what should this mean? Sir, the Lord increase this business. King, ha I not made you the prime man of the state? I pray you tell me if what I now pronounce you ha found true. And if you may confess it, say withal. If you are bound to v's or no, what say you? Car, my sour rainy, I confess your royal graces. Showered on me daily, ha any more than could. My studied purposes requite which went beyond all man's endowers, my endowers. Ha you are come too short of my desires. Yet filled with my abilities, mine own ends. Ha been mine so, that you're more they pointed. Toth good of your most sacred person, and the prophet of the state, for your great graces. Heaped vpon me, poor vien deserver, I can nothing render but allegiant thanks. My prayers to Hohen for you, my loyalty, which ewer has and ewer shall be growing, till death that winter kill it. King fairly answered, a loyal and obedient subject is therein illustrated the honor of it. Does pay the act of it as ith contrary. The foulness is the punishment, I presume, that as my hand has opened bounty to you. My heart dropped low, my power reigned honor more. On you than any, so your hand and heart, your brain and ewery function of your power, should, notwithstanding that your bond of duty, as 'twere in Lao's particular, be more to me your friend than any. Car, I do profess that for your highness good I ewer labored more than mine own, that am's ha and will be. Though all the world should cracky their duty to you, and throw it from their soul, though perils did abound as thick as thought could make 'em, and appear in forms more horrid, yet my duty, as doth a rock against the chiding flood, should the approach of this wilder rewer break, and stand unshaken yours. King, 'tis nobly spoken. Take notice, lords, he has a loyal breast. For you ha seen him opened, read this. And after this, and then to breakfast with. What appetite you ha? Exit King, frowning vipon the cardinal, the nobles throng after him smiling and whispering. Car, what should this mean? What sodden anger's this, how ha I reaped it? He parted frowning from me, as if ruine leaped from his eyes, so looks the chafed lion. Vipon, the daring huntsman that has galled him. Then makes him nothing, I must read this paper. I fear the story of his anger, 'tis so. This paper has viendon me, 'tis th accompt. Of all that world of wealth I ha drawn together. For mine own ends, indeed to gain the popedom. And fee my friends in Rome, O negligence. Fit for a fool to fall by, what cross deal? Made me put this main secret in the packet. I sent the king, is there no way to cure this? No new duist to beat this from his brains. I know 'twill stir him strongly, yet I know. Away, if it take right, in spite of fortune. Will bring me off Agon, what's this, to th Pope? The letter, as I lee you with all the business. I writ to's holiness, nay then farewell. I ha touched the highest point of all my greatness. And from that full meridian of my glory, I haste now to my setting, I shall fall. Like a bright exhalation in the evening. And no man see me more. Enter to Wolsey, the Dukes of Norfolk and Suffolk, the Earl of Surrey, and the Lord Chamberlain. Nor hear the king's pleasure cardinal, who commands you to render VP the Great Seal presently into our hands and to confine yourself to Asher House, my Lord of Winchester's, till you hear further from his highness. Car stay. Where's your commission? Lord's words cannot carry authorities so weighty. Suft who dare cross 'em, bearing the king's will from his mouth expressly. Car, till I find more than will or words to do it. I mean your malice, no, officious lords. I dare and must deny it, now I feel. Of what coarse metal ye are moulded, in I. How eagerly ye follow my disgraces. As if it fed ye, and how sleek and wanton ye appear in ewery thing may bring my ruin. Follow your inurious courses, men of malice. You ha Christian warrant for 'em, and no doubt in time will find their fit rewards, that seal. You ask with such a violence, the king. Mine, and your master with his own hand, gaw me. Bade me annoy it with the place and honors. During my life, and to confirm his goodness. Tid it by letters patents, now who'll take it? Sir, the king that gaw it. Car, it must be himself then. Sir, thou art a proud traitor, priest. Car, proud lord thou liest. Within these 40 hours, Surrey durst better. Ha burnt that tongue, then said so. Sir, thy ambition, thou scarlet sin, robbed this bewailing land. Of noble Buckingham, my father-in-law. The heads of all thy brother cardinals. With thee and all thy best parts bound together. Weighed not a hair of his, plague of your policy. You sent me deputy for Ireland. Far from his succor, from the king, from all. That might ha mercy on the fault thou gost him. Whilst your great goodness, out of holy pity, absolute him with an axe. While this and all else, this talking lord can lay vpon my credit. I answer is most false, the duke by law found his deserts, how innocent I was. From any preuate malice in his end. His noble Euri, and foul cause can witness. If I lewd many words, lord, I should tell you. You ha as little honesty as honor. That in the way of loyalty and truth. Toward the king, my ewer royal master. Dare mate a sounder man than Sarai can be. And all that low his follies. Sir, by my soul, your long coat priest protects you. Thou shouldst feel. My sword i'th life-blood of the else, my lords. Can ye endure to hear this arrogance? And from this fellow, if we lee you thus tamely, to be thus aided by a piece of scarlet. Farewell nobility, let his grace go forward. And dare vise with his cap like larks. Card all goodness. Is poison to thy stomachy. Sir, yes, that goodness. Of gleaning all the land's wealth into one. Into your own hands, cardinal by extortion. The goodness of your intercepted packets. You writ toth pope against the king, your goodness. Since you provoke me, shall be most notorious. My lord of Norfolk, as you are truly noble. As you respect the common good, the state. Of our despised nobility, our issues. Whom if he lee you, will scarce be gentlemen. Produce the grand sum of his sins, the articles. Collected from his life, I'll startle you. Worse than the sacring bell, when the brown wench lay kissing in your arms, Lord Cardinal. Car, how much methinks I could despise this man. But that I am bound in charity against it. Nor, those articles, my lord, are in the king's hand. But thus much they are foul ones. While so much fairer and spotless shall mine innocence arise. When the king knows my truth. Sir, this cannot saw you. I thank my memory, I yet remember. Some of these articles, and out they shall. Now, if you can blush and cry guilty cardinal, you'll show a little honesty. Wall, speak on, sir. I dare your worst objections, if I blush. It is to see a nobleman want manners. Sir, I had rather want those than my head. Haud at you. First, that without the king's assent or knowledge. You wrought to be a legate by which power you maimed the jurisdiction of all bishops. Nor, then, that in all you writ to Rome or else. To foreigny princes, ego and rex muse. Was still inscribed, in which you brought the king. To be your servant. Suff, then, that without the knowledge. Either of king or council, when you went. Ambassador to the emperor, you made bold. To carry into Flanders the great seal. Sir, item, you sent a large commission. To Gregory de Casado, to conclude. Without the king's will, or the state's allowance. A league between his highness and Ferrara. Suff, that out of mere ambition you hawk-housed. Your holy hat to be stamped on the king's coin. Sir, then that you ha sent innumerable substance. By what means got, I low to your own conscience. To furnish Rome, and to prepare the ways. You ha for dignities, to the mere Vienne doing. Of all the kingdom, many more there are. which since they are of you and odious, I will not taint my mouth with. Cam, O my lord. Press not a falling man too far, tease virtue. His faults lie open to the laws, let them. Not you correct him, my heart weeps to see him. So little of his great self. Sir, I forge you him. Suff, Lord Cardinal, the king's further pleasure is. Because all those things you ha done of late, by your power legatine within this kingdom, fall into compass of a premuner. That therefore such a writ be sued against you. To forfeit all your goods, lands, tenements, castles and whatsoever, and to be out of the king's protection, this is my charge. Nor, and so we'll low you to your meditations. How to lee you better, for your stubborn answer. About the geoing baccy the great seal to v's. The king shall know it, and no doubt shall thank you. So fare you well, my little good Lord Cardinal. Exeunt all but Wolsey. Wall, so farewell to the little good you bear me. Farewell, a long farewell to all my greatness. This is the state of man, today he puts forth. The tender lows of hopes tomorrow blossoms, and bears his blushing honors thick upon him. The third day comes a frost, a killing frost, and when he thinks good easy man full surely, his greatness is a ripening, nips his root. And then he fouls as I do, I ha ventured. Like little wanton boys that swim on bladders. This many summers in a sea of glory. But far beyond my depths, my high-blown pride. At length broke Vienne dur me, and now has left me. Weary and old with sorrowous to the mercy of a rude stream that must for you or hide me. Vain pomp and glory of this world I hate ye. I feel my heart new opened, oh how wretched is that poor man that hangs on princes' fours. There is betwixt that smile we would aspire to, that sweet aspect of princes and their ruin, more pangs and fears than wars or women ha. And when he falls like Lucifer. Newer to hope again. Enter Cromwell, standing amazed. Why how now Cromwell? Crom, I ha no power to speak, sir. Car, what amazed? At my misfortunes, can thy spirit wonder? A great man should decline, nay, and you weep. I am foully indeed. Crom, how does your grace? Card, why well. Newer so truly happy, my good Cromwell. I know myself now, and I feel within me a peace about all earthly dignities. A still and quiet conscience, the king has curd me. I humbly thank his grace, and from these shoulders, these pillars out of pity taken, a load would sink annoy, too much honor. Oh, 'tis a burden, Cromwell, 'tis a burden. Too hoey for a man that hopes for hoeing. Crom, I am glad your grace has made that right VSC of it. Card, I hope I ha. I am able now, methinks, out of a fortitude of soul I feel, to endure more miseries and greater far than my weak-hearted enemies dare offer. What news abroad? Crom, the hoiest and the worst, is your displeasure with the king. Card, God bless him. Crom, the next is that Sir Thomas More is chosen Lord Chancellor in your place. Card, that's somewhat sedane. But he's a learned man, may he continue long in his highness for, and do justice. For truth's sake and his conscience, that his bones, when he has run his course and sleeps in blessings, may ha a tom of orphant's tears wept on him. What more? Crom, that Cranmer is returned with welcome. Installed Lord Archbishop of Canterbury. Card, that's news indeed. Crom, last that the Lady Anne, whom the king hath in secrecy long married, this day was viewed and open as his queen. going to chapel, and the voice is now. Onely about her coronation. Card, there was the weight that pulled me down. O Cromwell, the king has gone beyond me, all my glories. In that one woman I ha lost for youer. No son shall youer visher forth mine honors. Or gilda again the noble troops that waited. Vipon my smiles, go get thee from me Cromwell. I am a poor foulny man, v unworthy now. To be thy lord and master, seek the king. That son, I pray may newer set, I ha told him. What and how true thou art, he will aduance thee. Some little memory of me will stir a him. I know his noble nature, not to let thy hopeful Ceruis perish too, good Cromwell. Neglect him not, make VSE now and provide for thine own future safety. Crom, O my lord. Must I then low you, must I needs forgo? So good, so noble, and so true a master. Bear witness, all that ha not hearts of iron. With what a sorrow Cromwell lows his lord. The king shall ha my Ceruis, but my prayers. For youer and for youer shall be yours. Card, Cromwell, I did not think to shed a tear. In all my miseries, but thou hast forked me. Out of thy honest truth to play the woman. Let's dry our eyes, and thus far hear me Cromwell. And when I am forgotten, as I shall be. And sleep in dull cold marble, where no mention of me more must be heard of, say I taught thee. Say Wolsey, that once trod the ways of glory. And sounded all the depths and shoals of honor. Found thee a way out of his racky to rise in. A sure and safe one, though thy master missed it. Mark but my fall, and that ruined me. Cromwell, I charge thee, fling away ambition. By that sin fell the angels, how can man then? The image of his maker, hope to win by it. Allow thyself last, cherish those hearts that hate thee. Corruption wins not more than honesty. Still in thy right hand, carry gentle peace. To silence envious tongues, be east and fear not. Let all the ends thou aimst at be thy country's. Thy gods and truths, then if thou fall'st, O Cromwell. Thou fall'st a blessed martyr. Sarrow the king, and prithee lead me in. There take an inventory of all I ha. To the last penny, tease the king's, my robe. And my integrity to hoen is all. I dare now call mine own, O Cromwell, Cromwell. Had I but served my God with half the zeal. I served my king, he would not in mine age. Ha left me naked to mine enemies. Crom, good sir, ha patience. Card so I ha farewell. The hopes of court, my hopes in hoen do dwell. Exeunt. Actus quartus, scena prima. Enter two gentlemen, meeting one another. 1 year well met once again. 2 so are you. 1 you come to take your stand here, and behold. The Lady Anne pass from her coronation. 2 tease all my business, at our last encounter. The Duke of Buckingham came from his tria tease very true, but that time offered sorrow. This general I. 2 tease well, the citizens. I am sure ha shewn at full their royal minds. As let 'em ha their rights, they are youer forward. In celebration of this day with shows, pageants and sights of honor. One newer greater. Nor I'll assure you better taken, sir. 2 may I be bold to ask what that contains. That paper in your hand, yes, tease the list. Of those that claim their offices this day. By custom of the coronation. The Duke of Suffolk is the first, and claims to be High Steward, next the Duke of Norfolk. He to be Earl Marshal, you may read the rest. 1 I thank you, sir, had I not known those customs. I should ha been beholding to your paper. But I beseech you, what's become of Catherine? The Princess Dowager, how goes her business? 1 that I can tell you too, the Archbishop of Canterbury, accompanied with other learned and reverend fathers of his order, held a late court at Dunstable, 6 miles off from Ampthill, where the princess lay, to which she was often cited by them, but appeared not, and to be short for not appearance, and the king's late scruple by the main assent. Of all these learned men, she was deworked, and the late marriage made of none effect, since which she was removed to Kimmalton, where she remains now sick. 2 Alas, good lady, the trumpets sound, stand close, the queen is coming. Ho boys, the order of the coronation, one a leally flourish of trumpets 2. Then 2 eoges, 3 Lord Chancellor with purse and mace before. Age. Choristers singing, music, 5 Mayor of London bearing the mace then. Garter in his coat of arms, and on his head he wore a gilt copper crown, 6 Marquess Dorset, bearing a sceptre of gold on his head, a demi-coronal of gold, with him the Earl of Surrey bearing the rod of silver with the dow, crowned with an earl's coronet, collars of Essex 7. Duke of Suffolk in his robe of estate, his coronet on his head, bearing a long white wand as high steward, with him the Duke of Norfolk with the rod of marshalship, a coronet on his head, collars of Essex 8. Canopy borne by 4 of the Cinque Ports, Viender at the Queen. Her robe in her hair richly adorned with pearl crowned, on each side her. The bishops of London and Winchester, 9 the oldie Duchess of Norfolk, in a coronal of gold, wrought with flowers bearing the Queen's train 10. Certain ladies or countesses, with plain circlets of gold without flowers, exeunt, first passing are the stage in order and state. And then a great flourish of trumpets. 2 A royal train, believe me, these I know. Who's that bears the sceptre? 1 Marquess Dorset. And that the Earl of Surrey, with the row a bold broad gentleman, that should be the Duke of Suffolk. 1 T's the same, high steward, and that my Lord of Norfolk. 1 Yes. 2 Hohen bless thee. Thou hast the sweetest face I ewer looked on. Sir, as I ha a soul, she is an angel. Our king has all the Indies in his arms, and more and richer when he strains that lady. I cannot blame his conscience. 1 They that bear the cloth of honor our her, are 4 barons of the Cinque Ports. 2 Those men are happy, and so are all, are near her. I take it, she that carries VP the train is that old noble lady, Duchess of Norfolk. 1 It is, and all the rest are countesses. 2 Their coronets say so, these are stars indeed, and sometimes falling ones. 2 No more of that. Enter a 3rd gentleman. 1 God saw you, sir, where ha you been broiling? 3 Among the crowd I'th Abbey, where a finger could not be wedged in more, I am stifled with the mere rankness of their eye. 2 You saw the ceremony. 3 That I how was it? 3 Well worth the seeing. 2 Good sir, speak it to verses. 3 As well as I am able, the rich stream of lords and ladies hoing brought the queen to a prepared place in the choir, fell off a distance from her, while her grace sate down to rest a while, some half an hour or so, in a rich chair of state, opposing freely the beauty of her person to the people. Believe me, sir, she is the goodliest woman that ewer lay by man, which when the people had the full view of, such a noise arose, as the shrouds make at sea in a stiff tempest, as load and to as many tunes, hats, cloaks, doublets, I think, flew VP and had their faces Been loose this day they had been lost, such I knew or saw before, great bellied women, that had not half a week to go, like rams. In the old time of war, would shake the priests, and make 'em reel before 'em, no man leewing. Could say this is my wife there, all were wowin'. So strangely in one piece. Two, but what followed? Three, at length her grace rose, and with modest paces came to the altar where she kneeled and saint-like cast her fair eyes to Hohen and prayed deotly. Then rose again and bowed her to the people. When by the Archbishop of Canterbury she had all the royal makings of a queen, as holy oil, Edward Confessor's crown, the rod and bird of peace and all such emblems, laid nobly on her, which performed the choir, with all the choicest music of the kingdom. Together sung Te Deum, so she parted, and with the same full state packed backy again to York Place, where the feast is he, sir. You must no more call it York Place, that's past. For since the Cardinal fell, that title's lost. 'Tis now the King's and called Whitehall, I know it, but 'tis so lately altered that the old name is fresh about me. What two Ruhr and bishops were those that went on each side of the Queen? 3, Stokely and Gardiner, the one of Winchester, newly preferred from the King's secretary, the other London. 2, he of Winchester is held no great good lower of the archbishops, the virtuous Cranmer. 3, all the land knows that. How ewer, yet there is no great breach. When it comes, Cranmer will find a friend, will not shrink from who may that be, I pray you. 3, Thomas Cromwell, a man in much esteem with King, and truly a worthy friend, the King has made him Master Oath Ewell House, and one already of the counts he will deserve more. 3, yes, without all doubt. Come, gentlemen, ye shall go my way, which is Toth Court, and there ye shall be my guests. Something I can command, as I walk thither. I'll tell ye more. Both you may command verses, sir. Exeunt. Scena secunda. Enter Catherine Dowager, sick, lead between Griffith her. Gentlemen. Be sure and patience her woman. Griff, how do's your grace? Cath, O Griffith, sick to death. My leg is like loaden branches bow toth earth. Willing to low their burthen, reach a chair. So now, methinks, I feel a little ease. Chapter 999. Sint thou not tell me, Griffith, as thou leadst me, that the great child of honor, Cardinal Wolsey, was dead? Griff, yes, madam, but I think your grace, out of the pain you suffered, gaw no ear toot. Cath's, prithee good Griffith, tell me how he died. If well, he stepped before me happily. For my example. Griff, well, the voice goes, madam. For after the stout Earl Northumberland arrested him at York and brought him forward, as a man sorely tainted to his answer, he fell sick suddenly and grew so ill, he could not sit his mule. Cath, alas, poor man. Griff, at last, with easy roads he came to Leicester, lodged in the abbey, where the ruined abbot, with all his cowant, honorably received him. To whom he gaw these words, O Father Abbot, an old man, broken with the storms of state, is come to lay his weary bones among ye. Gie you him a little earth for charity. So went to bed, where eagerly his sickness pursued him still, and 3 nights after this, about the hour of 8, which he himself foretold should be his last, full of repentance, continual meditations, tears and sorrows, he gaw his honors to the world agin, his blessed part to Hohen, and slept in peace. Cath, so may he rest. His faults lie gently on him. Yet thus far Griffith, Giumilo to speak him. And yet with charity, he was a man of an bounded stomachy, ewer ranking himself with princes, one that by suggestion Tied all the kingdom, simony was fair play. His own opinion was his law, ith presence. He would say VN truths and be you or double. Both in his words and meaning, he was newer. But where he meant to ruin, pitiful. His promises were as he then was mighty. But his performance, as he is now, nothing. Of his own body he was ill and gaw. The clergy ill example. Griff, noble madam. Men's Yule manners, liu and brass, their virtues. We write in water, may it please your highness. To hear me speak is good now. Cath, yes, good Griffiths. I were malicious else. Griff, this cardinal, though from an humble stock, undoubtedly, was fashioned to much honor from his cradle. He was a scholar and a ripe and good one. Exceeding wise, fair-spoken and persuading. Lofty, and so were to them that lewd him not. But to those men that sought him, sweet as summer. And though he were satisfied in getting, which was a sin, yet in bestowing, madam, he was most princely, you are witness for him. Those twins of learning that he raised in you. Ipswich and Oxford, one of which fell with him. Willing to outlie you the good that did it. The other though finished, yet so famous. So excellent in art and still so rising. That Christendom shall ewer speak his virtue. His hour throw heaped happiness upon him. For then, and not till then, he felt himself. And found the blessedness of being little. And to add greater honors to his age. Then man could jew him, he died fearing God. Cath, after my death I wish no other herald. No other speaker of my lewing actions. To keep mine honor from corruption. But such an honest chronicler as Griffith, whom I most hated lewing, thou hast made me. With thy religious truth and modesty. Now in his ashes, honor, peace be with him. Patience, be near me still, and set me lower. I ha not long to trouble thee, good Griffiths. Cause the musicians play me that sad note. I named my knell, whilst I sit meditating. On that celestial harmony I go to. Sad and solemny music. Griff, she is asleep, good wench, let's sit down quiet. For fear we wake her, softly, gentle patience. The vision, enter solemnly tripping one after another, 6 personages, clad in white robes, wearing on their heads garlands of bays and golden vizards on their faces, branches of bays or pommy in their hands. They first conge VNTO her, then dance. And at certain changes the first 2 hold a spare garland o'er her head, at which the other 4 make ruer and curtsies. Then the 2 that held the garland, deliver the same to the other next 2, who observe the same order in their changes, and holding the garland o'er her head. Which done, they deliver the same garland to the last 2, who likewise observe the same order. At which, as it were by inspiration, she makes in her sleep signs of reicing, and holdeth VP her hands to hoen. And so, in their dancing vanish, carrying the garland with them. The music continues. Cath, spirits of peace, where are ye? Are ye all gone? And lo me here in wretchedness, behind ye. Griff, madam, we are here. Cath, it is not you I call for. Saw ye none enter since I slept? Griff, none, madam. Cath, no, saw you not you now a blessed troop. Invite me to a banquet, whose bright faces cast 1,000 beams upon me like the sun. They promised me eternal happiness, and brought me garlands, Griffith, which I feel I am not worthy yet to wear, I shall assuredly. Griff, I am most eyeful, madam, such good dreams possess your fancy. Cath, bid the music low. They are harsh and hoey to me. Music ceases. Patty, do you note how much her grace is altered on the sodding? How long her face is drawn, how pale she looks. And of an earthy cold, mark her eyes. Griff, she is going wench, pray, pray. Patty's ho and comfort her. Enter a messenger. Me's aunt like your grace. Cath, you are a saucy fellow. Deseru we no more ruerence. Griff, you are to blame. Knowing she will not lose her wonted greatness. To VSC so rude behoyer, go to kneel. Mies, I humbly do entreat your highness pardon. My hast made me be unmannerly, there is staying. A gentleman sent from the king to see you. Cath, admit him entrance Griffith, but this fellow. Let me near see Agin. Exit Messeng. Enter Lord Caputius. If my sight fail not, you should be Lord Ambassador from the Emperor. My royal nephew, and your name Caputius. Cap, madam the same, your servant. Cath, O my lord. The times and titles now are altered strangely. With me, since first you knew me. But I pray you, what is your pleasure with me? Cap's noble lady. First mine own Sarois to your grace, the next. The king's request that I would visit you. Who grieves much for your weakness, and by me. Sends you his princely commendations. And heartily entreats you take good comfort. Cath, O my good lord, that comfort comes too late. 'Tis like a pardon after execution. That gentle physic genuine in time had cured me. But now I am past all comforts here but prayers. How does his highness? Cap, madam, in good health. Cath, so may he your do, and your flourish. When I shall dwell with worms, and my poor name. Banish the kingdom, patience is that letter. I coused you right, yet sent away. Pat, no madam. Cath, sir, I most humbly pray you to deliver. This to my lord the king. Cap, most willing madam. Cath, in which I ha commended to his goodness. The model of our chaste louse, his young daughter. The dews of Hoenn fall thick in blessings on her. Beseeching him to giu her virtuous breeding. She is young, and of a noble modest nature. I hope she will deserve well, and a little. To allow her for her mother's sake, that lewd him. Hoenn knows how dearly. My next poor petition is, that his noble grace would ha some pity. Vipon my wretched women that so long ha followed both my fortunes faithfully. Of which there is not one, I dare awe. And now I should not lie, but will deserve. For virtue and true beauty of the soul. For honesty and decent carriage. A right good husband, let him be a noble. Ensure those men are happy that shall ha him. The last is for my men, they are the poorest. But poverty could newer draw 'em from me. That they may ha their wages, duly paid 'em. And something hour to remember me by. If Hoenn had pleased to ha you and me longer life. And able means we had not parted thus. These are the whole contents, and good my lord. By that you low the dearest in this world. As you wish Christian peace to souls departed. Stand these poor people's friend, and VRG the king. To do me this last right. Cap by Hoenn I wills. Or let me loose the fashion of a man. Cath, I thank you honest lord, remember me. In all humility, VNTO his highness. Say his long trouble now is passing. Out of this world, tell him in death I blessed him. For so I will mine eyes grow dim, farewell. My lord Griffith farewell, nay patience. You must not low me yet, I must to bed. Call in more women, when I am dead, good wench. Let me be vest with honor, strew me hour. With maiden flowers, that all the world may know. I was a chaste wife to my gra, embalmy me. Then lay me forth, although bien queened, yet like a queen and daughter to a king entera me. I can no more. Exeunt leading Catherine. Actus quintus, scena prima. Enter Gardiner Bishop of Winchester, a page with a torch before him, met by Sir Thomas Lowell. Guard, it's 1 o'clock, boy, is't not? Boy, it hath struck. Guard, these should be hours for necessities. Not for delights, times to repair our nature. With comforting repose, and not for verses. To waste these times, good hour of night, Sir Thomas. Weather so late. Lou, came you from the king, my lord? Gar, I did, Sir Thomas, and left him at Prime Row. With the Duke of Suffolk. Lou, I must to him too. Before you go to bed, I'll take my low. Guard, not yet, Sir Thomas Lowell, what's the matter? It seems you are in hast, and if there be no great offence belongs to't, you your friend. Some touch of your late business, affairs that walk, as they say spirits do, at midnight hall. In them a wilder nature, than the business that seeks dispatch by day. Lou, my lord, I allow you. And durst commend a secret to your ear. Much weightier than this work, the queen's in labor. They say in great extremity and feared. She'll with the labor end. Guard the fruit she goes with. I pray for heartily that it may find good time and liu, but for the stock, Sir Thomas. I wish it grubbed VP now. Lou, methinks I could cry the amen, and yet my conscience says she's a good creature, and sweet lady doos deseru our better wishes. Guard, but sir, hear me, Sir Thomas, ye're a gentleman. Of mine own way, I know you wise religious. And let me tell you, it will ne'er be well. 'Twill not, Sir Thomas Lowell, tact of me. Till Cranmer, Cromwell, her two hands and she sleep in their graws. Lowell, now sir, you speak of two. The most remarked i'th kingdom, as for Cromwell. Beside that of the Ewell House, is made master. H. Rolls and the King's secretary, further, sir, stands in the gap and trade of moe preferments, with which the lime will load him. Th. Archbishop is the king's hand and tongue, and who dare speak one syllable against him? Guard, yes, Sir Thomas. There are that dare, and I myself ha ventured to speak my mind of him, and indeed this day, sir, I may tell it you, I think I ha incensed the Lord's oath counsel that he is. For so I know he is, they know he is a most arch heretique, a pestilence that does infect the land, with which they mood. Ha broken with the king who hath so far given an ear to our complaint of his great grace, and princely care, foreseeing those fell mischiefs. Our reasons laid before him hath commanded. Tomorrow morning to the council board. He be conwented, he's a rank weed, Sir Thomas. And we must root him out from your affairs. I hinder you too long, good night, Sir Thomas. Exit Gardiner and Page. Lou, many good nights, my lord, I rest your servant. Enter King and Suffolk. King, Charles, I will play no more tonight. My mind's not on't, you are too hard for me. Suff, sir, I did newer win of you before. King, but little Charles. Nor shall not win my fancies on my play. Now Lowell, from the Queen, what is the news? Lou, I could not personally deliver to her what you commanded me, but by her woman. I sent your message, who returned her thanks in the greatest humbleness, and desired your highness most heartily to pray for her. King, what say'st thou, ha? To pray for her, what is she crying out? Lou, so said her woman, and that her sufferance made almost each pang a death. King, alas, good lady. Suff, God safely quit her of her burthen, and with gentle trial to the gladding of your highness with an air. King, 'tis midnight, Charles. Prithee to bed, and in thy prayers remember. Th. estate of my poor queen, lo me alone. For I must think of that which company would not be friendly to. Suff, I wish your highness a quiet night, and my good mistress will remember in my prayers. King Charles Goodnight. Exit Suffolk. Well, sir, what follows? Enter Sir Anthony Denny. Den, sir, I ha brought my lord the archbishop. As you commanded me. King's ha Canterbury. Den, I my good lord. King, 'tis true, where is he Denny? Den, he attends your highness' pleasure. King, bring him to V's. Lou, this is about that which the bishop spake. I am's happily come hither. Enter Cranmer and Denny. King, awed the gallery. Lowell seems to stay. I ha said be gone. What? Exeunt Lowell and Denny. Cran, I am fearful, wherefore frowns he thus? 'Tis his aspect of terror, all's not well. Kings, how now, my lord? You do desire to know wherefore. I sent for you. Cran, it is my duty. Attend your highness' pleasure. King, pray you arise. My good and gracious Lord of Canterbury. Come, you and I must walk a turn together. I ha news to tell you. Come, give me your hand. Ah, my good lord, I gree you at what I speak. And am right sorry to repeat what follows. I ha, and most vien willingly of late. Heard many grievous, I do say, my lord. Grievous complaints of you, which being considered. Ha mood v's and our counsel that you shall. This morning come before v's, where I know. You cannot with such freedom purge yourself. But that till further trial in those charges, which will require your answer, you must take. Your patience to you, and be well contented. To make your house our tower, you a brother of these. It fits we thus proceed, or else no witness would come against you. Cran, I humbly thank your highness, and am right glad to catch this good occasion. Most throughly to be winnowed where my chaff and corn shall fly asunder, for I know there's none stands ender more calumnious tongues than I myself, poor man. King, stand VP good Canterbury. Thy truth and thy integrity is rooted in versus thy friend, Giu me thy hand, stand VP. Prissy, let's walk, now by my holidame. What manner of man are you, my lord? I looked. You would ha Giu and me your petition, that I should ha ta'en some pains to bring together yourself and your accusers, and to ha heard you without endurance further. Cran, most dread liege. The good I stand on is my truth and honesty. If they shall fail, I with mine enemies will triumph array my person, which I wag not. Being of those virtues vacant, I fear nothing. What can be said against me? King, know you not how your state stands world with the whole world? Your enemies are many and not small, their practices must bear the same proportion, and not ewer. The justice and the truth oath question carries. The due oath verdict with it at what ease might corrupt minds procure, naws as corrupt. To swear against you, such things ha been done. You are potently opposed and with a malice of as great size, ween you of better luck. I mean inferior witness than your master, whose minister you are, whiles here he lewd. Vpon this naughty earth, go to, go to. You take a precipit for no leap of danger, and woe your own destruction. Cran, God and your majesty, protect mine innocence, or I fall into. The trap is laid for me. King, be of good cheer. They shall no more prevail, then we you way too. Keep comfort to you, and this morning see. You do appear before them, if they shall chance in charging you with matters to commit you. The best persuasions to the contrary. Fail not to VSC, and with what vehemency. Th occasion shall instruct you, if entreaties will render you no remedy, this ring. Deliver them, and your appeal to these. There make before them, look the goodman weeps. He's honest on mine honor, God's blessed mother. I swear he is true-hearted and a soul. None better in my kingdom, get you gone. And do as I ha bid you. Exit Cranmer. He has strangled his language in his tears. Enter oldie lady. Gent within, come backy, what mean you? Lady, I'll not come backy, the tidings that I bring will make my boldness manners, now good angels. Fly o'er thy royal head, and shade thy person. Viender their blessed wings. King, now by thy looks, I jest thy message, is the queen de leeward. Say I, and of a boy. Lady, I my liege. And of a lowly boy, the god of Hoenn. Both now and your bless her, tease a Jeel. Promises boys hereafter, sir your queen. Desires your visitation, and to be acquainted with this stranger, tease as like you. As cherry is to cherry. King Lowell. Lou, sir. King, you her 100 marks. I'll to the queen. Exit king. Lady, 100 marks, by this light I'll ha more. An ordinary groom is for such payment. I will ha more, or scold it out of him. Said I for this the Jeel was like to him, I'll ha more or else be insate, and now while tea's hot. I'll put it to the issue. Exit lady. Shana secunda. Enter Cranmer, Archbishop of Canterbury. Cran, I hope I am not too late, and yet the gentleman that was sent to me from the council, prayed me to make great haste, all fast. What means this, hoa? Who waits there, sure you know me. Enter keeper. Keep, yes, my lord. But yet I cannot help you. Cran, why? Keep, your grace must wait till you be called for. Enter Dr. Butts. Cran, so. Butts, this is a peer of malice, I am glad. I came this way so happily, the king shall stand it presently. Exit Butts. Cran, tease Butts. The king's physician, as he passed along. How earnestly he cast his eyes upon me. Pray ho, and he found not my disgrace, for certain. This is of purpose laid by some that hate me. God turn their hearts, I knew or sought their malice. To quench mine honor, they would shame to make me wait else at door, a fellow counsellor. Mong boys, grooms, and lackeys. But their pleasures must be fulfilled, and I attend with patience. Enter the king, and Butts at a window a bow. Butts, I'll show your grace the strangest sight. King, what's that, Butts? Butts, I think your highness saw this many a day. Kin, body o' me, where is it? Butts, there, my lord. The high promotion of his grace of Canterbury, who holds his state at door mongst pursuants, pages and footboys. Kin ha, tease he indeed. Is this the honor they doe one another? Tease, well, there's one about 'em yet, I had thought. They had parted so much honesty among 'em. At least good manners, as not thus to suffer. A man of his place, and so near our four. To dance attendance on their lordships' pleasures. And at the door too, like a post with packets. By Holy Mary, Butts, there's nowery. Let him alone, and draw the curtain close. We shall hear more anon. A council table brought in with chairs and stools, and placed. The ender. The state, enter Lord Chancellor, places himself at the VP per end. Of the table on the left hand, a seat being left void about him, as for Canterbury's seat, Duke of Suffolk, Duke of Norfolk, Surrey. Lord Chamberlain, Gardiner, seat themselves in order on each side. Cromwell et Lower end as secretary. Chan, speak to the business, secretary. Why are we met in council? Crom, please your honors. The chief cause concerns his grace of Canterbury. Guard, has he had knowledge of it? Crom, yes. Norft, who waits there? Keep, without my noble lords. Guard, yes. Keep, my lord archbishop. And has done half an hour to know your pleasures. Chan, let him come in. Keep, your grace may enter now. Cranmer approaches the council table. Chan, my good lord archbishop, I'm very sorry to sit here at this present, and behold, that chair stand empty, but we all are men. In our own natures frail and capable. Of our flesh few are angels, out of which frailty and want of wisdom, you that best should teach viz. Ha misdemeaned yourself, and not a little. Toward the king first, then his laws in filling. The whole realmy, by your teaching and your chaplains. For so we are informed with new opinions. Deures and dangerous, which are heresies. And not reformed, may prow pernicious. Guard, which reformation must be sought into. My noble lords, for those that tame wild horses. Pace not in their hands to make gentle. But stop their mouths with stubborn bits and spur 'em. Till they obey the manage, if we suffer. Out of our easiness and childish pity. To one man's honor this contagious sickness. Farewell all physic, and what follows then? Commotions, viproars with a general taint. Of the whole state, as of late days our neighbors. The VP per Germany can dearly witness. Yet freshly pitted in our memories. Cran, my good lords, hitherto in all the progress. Both of my life and office I ha labored. And with no little study, that my teaching. And the strong course of my authority. Might go one way and safely, and the end. Was your to do well, nor is there laying. I speak it with a single heart, my lords. A man that more detests, more stirs against. Both in his preuate conscience and his place. Defacers of a public peace than I do. Pray Hohen the king may newer find a heart. With less allegiance in it, men that make. Inigh and crooked malice nourishment. Dare bite the best, I do beseech your lordships. That in this case of justice, my accusers. Be what they will, may stand forth face to face. And freely vrge against me. Suff, nay, my lord. That cannot be, you are a counselor. And by that virtue no man dare accuse you. Guard, my lord, because we ha busens of more moment. We will be short with you, tease his highness pleasure. And our consent for better trial of you. From hence you be committed to the tower. Where being but a preuate man agin. You shall know many dare accuse you boldly. More than, I fear, you are prohibited for. Cran, my good lord of Winchester, I thank you. You are always my good friend, if your will pass. I shall both find your lordship, Eage and Earer. You are so merciful, I see your end. Tease my vn doing, Lowen meekness, lord. Become a churchman, better than ambition. Win straying souls with modesty again. Cast none away, that I shall clear myself. Lay all the weight ye can vepon my patience. I make as little doubt as you do conscience. In doing daily wrongs, I could say more. But reverence to your calling makes me modest. Guard, my lord, you are a sectary. That's the plain truth, your painted gloss discowers. To men that understand you, words and weakness. Crom, my lord of Winchester, ye are a little. By your good too sharp, men so noble. How you are faulty, yet should find respect. For what they ha been, 'tis a cruelty. To load a falling man. Guard, good secretary. I cry your honor mercy, you may worst. Of all this table say so. Crom, why my lord? Guard, do not I know you for a forer? Of this new sect ye are not sound. Crom, not sound. Guard, not sound I say. Crom, would you were half so honest. Men's prayers then would seek you, not their fears. Guard, I shall remember this bold language. Crom do. Remember your bold life too. Cam, this is too much. Forbear for shame, my lords. Guard, I ha done. Crom and I. Cam, then thus for you, my lord, it stands agreed. I take it by all voices that forthwith you be canoed to Tower a prisoner, there to remain till the king's further pleasure. Be known VNTOVs, are you all agreed, lords? All's we are. Cran, is there no other way of mercy? But I must needs to Tower, my lords. Guard, what other? Would you expect, you are strangely troublesome. Let some oath guard be ready there. Enter the guard. Cran for me. Must I go like a traitor thither? Guard, receive you him. And see him safe at tower. Cran, stay good, my lords. I ha a little yet to say, look there, my lords. By virtue of that ring, I take my cause. Out of the gripes of cruel men, and gie you it. To a most noble eage, the king my maester. Cam, this is the king's ring. Sir, 'tis no counterfeit. Suff, 'tis the right ring by hone, I told ye all. When we first put this dangerous stone a-rowling. Twold fall vipon our cellus. Norf, do you think, my lords? The king will suffer but the little finger. Of this man to be vexed. Cam, 'tis now too certain. How much more is his life in value with him? Would I were fairly out on't. Crom, my mind gaw me. In seeking tales and informations. Against this man, whose honesty the deal. And his disciples onely an eye at. Ye blew the fire that burns ye, now haw at ye. Enter king frowning on them, takes his seat. Guard, dread sour rainy. How much are we bound to hoen? In daily thanks, that gaw versus such a prince. Not only good and wise, but most religious. One that in all obedience makes the church. The chief aim of his honor, and to strengthen. That holy duty out of dear respect. His royal self in judgment comes to hear. The cause betwixt her, and this great offender. Kin, you were good at sodding commendations. Bishop of Winchester, but no I come not. To hear such flattery now, and in my presence. They are too thin, and base to hide offences. To me you cannot reach, you play the spaniel. And think with wagging of your tongue to win me. But what's thou tax me for, I'm sure. Thou hast a cruel nature, and a bloody. Good man, sit down, now let me see the proudest. He, that dares most but wag his finger at thee. By all that's holy, he had better staru. Then but once think his place becomes thee not. Sir, may it please your grace. Kin, no sir, it does not please me. I had thought I had had men of some understanding. And wisdom of my counsel, but I find none. Was it discretion, lords, to let this man? This good man, few of you deserve that title. This honest man, wait like a lousy football. At chamber door, and one as great as you are. Why, what a shame was this, did my commission. Bid ye so far forget your cellos, I gaw ye. Power, as he was a counselor to try him. Not as a groom, there's some of ye I see. More out of malice than integrity. Would try him to the VT most, had ye mean. Which ye shall newer ha while I lee you. Jan, thus far. My most dread sour rainy, may it like your grace. To let my tongue excuse all, what was purposed. Concerning his imprisonment, was rather. If there be faith in men, meant for his trial, and fair purgation to the world, then malice. I'm sure in me. Kin, well, well, my lords respect him. Take him and see him well, he's worthy of it. I will say thus much for him, if a prince may be beholding to a subject, I am for his low and service, so to him. Make me no more ado, but all embrace him. Be friends for shame, my lords, my lord of Canterbury. I ha a sweet which you must not deny me. That is, a fair young maid that yet wants baptismy. You must be godfather and answer for her. Cran, the greatest monarch now ally you may glory. In such an honor, how may I deserve it? That am a poor and humble subject to you. Kin, come, come, my lord, you'd spare your spoons. You shall ha two noble partners with you, the old Duchess of Norfolk and Lady Marquess Dorset, will these please you? Once more, my lord of Winchester, I charge you. Embrace and low this man. Guard with a true heart. And brother, low I do it. Cran and let Hoen. Witness how dear I hold this confirmation. Kin, good man, those eyeful tears show thy true hearts. The common voice I see is verified. Of thee which says thus, do my lord of Canterbury. A shrewd turn, and he's your friend for you are. Come lords, we trifle time away, I long to ha this young one made a Christian. As I ha made ye one lords, one remain. So I grow stronger, you more honor gain. Exeunt. Steina tertia. Noise and tumult within, enter porter and his man. Port, you'll low your noise anon, ye rascals. Do you take the court for parish garden? Ye rude slaws, low your gaping. Within, good porter, I belong to th larder. Port, belong to th gallows, and be hanged, ye rogue. Is this a place to roar in? Fetch me a dozen Crabtree. Staws and strong ones, these are but switches to 'em. I'll scratch your heads, you must be seeing christenings. Do you look for ale and cakes here, you rude rascals? Man, pray sir, be patient, tease as much impossible. Vien less we sweep 'em from the door with cannons. To scatter 'em as tease to make 'em sleep. On May Day morning, which will newer be? We may as well push against Powell's as stir 'em. Poor, how got they in and be hanged? Man, alas, I know not how gets the tide in. As much as one sound cudgel of 4 foot. You see the poor remainder could distribute. I made no spare, sir. Port, you did nothing, sir. Man, I am not Samson, nor Sir Guy, nor Colbrand. To mow 'em down before me, but if I sparred any that had a head to hit, either young or old, he or she, cuckold or cuckold maker, let me near hope to see a chine agin. And that I would not for a cow, God saw her. Within, do you hear, Porter? Port, I shall be with you presently, good puppy. Keep the door close, sir, Man, what would you ha me do? Poor, what should you do but knock 'em down by dozens? Is this more fields to muster in? Or ha we some strange Indian with the great tool come to court, the women so besiege versus? Bless me, what a fry of fornication is at door. On my Christian conscience this one christening will beget 1,000, here will be father, godfather, and all together. Man, the spoons will be the bigger, sir. There is a fellow somewhat near the door, he should be a bracier by his face, for oh my conscience 20 of the dog days now in's nose. All that stand about him are viender the line, they need no other penance. That firedrake did I hit 3 times on the head, and 3 times was his nose discharged against me. He stands there like a mortar piece to blow versus. There was a haberdasher's wife of small wit near him, that railed vipon me, till her pinked porringer fell off her head, for kindling such a combustion in the state. I missed the meteor once, and hit that woman who cried out clubs when I might see from far. Some 40 truncheoners draw to her succor, which were the hope both strand where she was quartered. They fell on, I made good my place. At length they came to broom staff to me, I defied 'em still. When sedanely a file of boys behind 'em, loose shot, de leeward such a shower of pibbles that I was fain to draw mine honor in, and let 'em win the work, the deal was amongst 'em I think surely. Poor, these are the youths that thunder at a playhouse and fight for bitten apples, that no audience but the tribulation of Tower Hill, or the limbs of Limehouse, their dear brothers are able to endure. I haw some of 'em in limbo patrum, and there they are like to dance these 3 days, besides the running banquet of 2 beetles that is to come. Enter Lord Chamberlain. Cam, mercy o' me, what a multitude are here. They grow still too, from all parts they're coming. As if we kept a fair here, where are these porters? These lazy gnaws, yaha made a fine hand fellows. There's a trim rabble let in, are all these. Your faithful friends oath suburbs, we shall haw. Great store of room, no doubt, left for the ladies. When they pass back from the christening. Poor, an't please your honor. We are but men, and what so many may do. Not being torn a pieces, we haw done. An army cannot rule him. Cam, as I lee you. If the king blame me for't, I'll lay ye all. By th heels and sedanely, and on your heads. Clap round fines for neglect, ye're lazy gnaws. And here ye lie baiting of bombards when ye should do Serowis, hark the trumpet sound. Th ere come already from the christening. Go break among the priesse, and find a way out. To let the troop pass fairly, or I'll find. A marshalsea shall hold ye play these 2 months. Poor, make way there for the princess. Man, you great fellow. Stand close VP, or I'll make your head ache. Poor, you ith chamblet, get VP o thrail. I'll peck you re the pails else. Exeunt. Shana quarta. Enter trumpets sounding, then 2 aldermen el mayor. Garter. Cranmer, Duke of Norfolk with his marshal's staff, Duke of Suffolk too. Noblemen, bearing great standing bowls for the christening. Gifts then. 4 noblemen bearing a canopy, VN der which the Duchess of Norfolk. Godmother, bearing the child richly habited in a mantle, and c. Train borne by a lady, then follows the Marchioness Dorset, the other. Godmother and ladies, the troop pass once about the stage, and garter. Speaks. Gart Hohen. From thy Endel's goodness, send prosperous life. Long and you're happy to the high and mighty. Princess of England Elizabeth. Flourish, enter king and guard. Cran, and to your royal grace and the good queen. My noble partners and myself thus pray. All comfort, Eigen this most gracious lady. Hohen Ewer laid VP to make parents happy. May hourly fall vipon ye. Kin, thank you good Lord Archbishop. What is her name? Cran Elizabeth. Kin, stand VP Lord. With this kiss take my blessing, God protect thee. Into whose hand I gie you thy life. Cran amen. Kin, my noble gossips ye ha been too prodigal. I thank ye heartily, so shall this lady. When she has so much English. Cran, let me speak, sir. For Hohen now bids me, and the words I VT her. Let none think flattery, for they'll find 'em truce. This royal infant, Hohen still moo about her. Though in her cradle, yet now promises. Vipon this land 1,000,000 blessings. Which time shall bring to ripeness, she shall be. But few now Liuing can behold that goodness. A pattern to all princes Liuing with her. And all that shall succeed, Saba was newer. More coetous of wisdom and fair virtue. Than this pure soul shall be, all princely graces. That mold VP such a mighty piece as this is. With all the virtues that attend the good. Shall still be doubled on her, truth shall nurse her. Holy and hohenly thoughts still counsel her. She shall be lewd and feared, her own shall bless her. Her foes shake like a field of beaten corn. And hang their heads with sorrow. Good grows with her. In her days, Ury man shall eat in safety. Viander his own vine what he plants, and sing the merry songs of peace to all his neighbors. God shall be truly known, and those about her. From her shall read the perfect way of honor. And by those claim their greatness, not by blood. Nor shall this peace sleep with her, but as when the bird of wonder dies, the maiden phoenix. Her ashes new create another hair, as great in admiration as herself. So shall she low her blessedness to one. When Hoen shall call her from this cloud of darkness, who, from the sacred ashes of her honor, shall star-like rise, as great in fame as she was, and so stand fixed, peace, plenty, loud truth, terror. That were the Saruance to this chosen infant, shall then be his, and like a vine grow to him. Where you are the bright sun of Hoen shall shine. His honor, and the greatness of his name, shall be and make new nations, he shall flourish. And like a mountain cedar, reach his branches. To all the plains about him, our children's children shall see this and bless Hoen. Kin, thou speakest wonders. Cran, she shall be to the happiness of England. An aged princess, many days shall see her, and yet no day without a deed to crown it. Would I had known no more, but she must die. She must, the saints must haw her, yet a virgin. A most VN spotted lily shall she pass. To TH ground, and all the world shall mourn her. Kin, O Lord Archbishop, thou hast made me now a man, newer before. This happy child, did I get anything? This oracle of comfort has so pleased me, that when I am in Hoen, I shall desire to see what this child does, and praise my Maker. I thank ye all, to you my good Lord Mayor. And you good brethren, I am much beholding. I ho received much honor by your presence. And ye shall find me thankful, lead the way, lords. Ye must all see the queen, and she must thank ye. She will be sick else, this day no man think. Has business at his house, for all shall stay. This little one shall make it holy day. Exeunt. The EPILOGV, T's 10 to 1, this play can newer please. All that are here, some come to take their ease, and sleep an act or two, but those we fear. W ha frighted with our trumpets, so T's clear. They'll say T's not, others to hear the city. A buzzed extremely, and to cry that's witty. Which we ha not done neither, that I fear. All the expected good W air like to hear. For this play at this time is onely in the merciful construction of good women. For such a one we showed 'em, if they smile, and say 'twill do, I know within a while. All the best men are ours, for T's ill hap, if they hold when their ladies bid 'em clap. Venus,